All right, kids. We're going to discuss all the case scenarios that are covered in the new ICI study material. They've introduced certain case scenarios, guys, plus whatever case scenarios have been covered in the RTPs till Jan 2025 beta. Question papers जो है till September 2024, mock test papers including the ones that are applicable for Jan 2025. So you will still have to refer to the question paper of Jan 2025 and the subsequent RTPs and mock test papers, guys, जो भी आएंगे. जैसे for May 2025 you will have 2 sets of mock test papers, you will have 1 RTP, you will have that question paper. So whoever is writing in September, you will have to refer to all of those. This covers only, वो लिखना है तो लिख लेना बेटा ऊपर ही, that it covers up to RTP Jan 25, mock test papers applicable for Jan 25, question papers till September 24. All right, kids. So you will still have to refer to the question paper of Jan 25 and everything subsequent to that. Even there are few case MCQs that are given on the portal of ICAI, BOS portal. Those MCQs are also covered. Whatever MCQs are there in your ICI study material, guys, even those are covered at the end of each chapter, as well as whatever are given, guys, in the end is case scenarios. जो May 2025 का नया study material है बेटा, they've included certain case scenarios in them. Those are nothing but the case scenarios that were covered as a part of your mock test paper. Usually main exam में बेटा there will be 3 case scenarios and then there will be 4 individual MCQs. जैसे first case scenario will be for 8 marks, second case scenario will be for 6 or 8 marks, and then बेटा there will be one more case scenario for 8 marks and then individual MCQs. That is how they're asking questions in the main examination. All the MCQs will be for 2 marks each. We will have to solve them quickly as such, guys. जहाँ पे भी explanation required है, if you want you can either write in the material itself or you can write in the notebook as such, guys. All the answers have been marked, guys, here. Even if the answers are marked, there are still calculations required as such, guys. Guru told me in the beginning, sir, you shouldn't have marked the answers. We want to solve on our own and check if we will be able to solve or not, बोल. So don't worry, guys. You still have to solve them, बेटा. Exam में highlighted नहीं रहेंगे. हाँ, जो भी बेटा, तू भी था वहाँ पे. Let's start, guys. First question. Do you have the question in front of you, guys? Kumar is a privately held company, operates in the manufacturing industry. Founded in 2008, the company has steadily grown. Online students, the screen will go blank for a second. It has steadily grown its operations and established a strong presence in the market. As of 31st March 2023, the company's capital structure reflects a blend of equity and debt financing. So this question relates to buyback of equity shares. We all know that there are 3 tests as such, guys, as per section 68. The first one is shares outstanding test. The next one, resource test. The third one is debt equity ratio test. As per test 1 as such, better the number of equity shares that can be repurchased should not exceed 25% of the outstanding equity shares. As per resource test, better the amount of money that you can utilize for the purpose of buyback cannot exceed 25% of equity plus reserves and surplus. This reserves and surplus will include only free reserves and securities premium. Third one, beta, debt equity ratio post buyback cannot be more than 2:1. What you should remember, beta, is that for this debt equity ratio, guys, because you're buying back equity shares, you will transfer an amount equal to face value to CRR. Even that CRR should not be included in the definition of equity. So in case the face value of the share is 10 rupees, guys, and you're buying back at 30 rupees, you will have to divide by 30 plus 10, 40 rupees. I hope you recall that, beta. You will not simply divide by 30. Actual reduction in equity is only 30 rupees. But we are also transferring 10 rupees to CRR, which in turn will not be included in the definition of equity. That is, I'll have to divide it by 40 rupees. So here, guys, they've given us that we have a total capital of 30 lakh rupees, guys. Each valued at 10 rupees, fully paid up. Reserves and surplus, my beta, we have general reserve 32 lakhs 50,000, securities premium 6 lakhs, PNL account 4 lakh 30, revaluation reserve 6 lakhs 20. Which reserve will you not consider? Revaluation reserve, guys. The company has loan funds worth 42 lakhs. Face value of the share, beta, is 10 rupees and we intend to repurchase the shares at a price of 30 rupees. What is your premium on buyback? 20 rupees. You will have to determine only utilizing which test, beta? The requirement is only to arrive at the maximum number of equity shares that you can repurchase, guys, using debt equity ratio test. That is the third one, leverage test as such, guys. तो यहाँ पे बेटा your equity amount, existing equity कितना रहेगा, guys? Question number 1, equity share capital कितना है बेटा? 30 lakhs. Reserves and surplus में बेटा you will include what all things? General reserve, you will include P&L balance, you will include securities premium. Can someone sum up all the three balances and tell me the amount? 40, एक सेकेंड बेटा मेरे पास भी एक कॉपी है. 42 lakhs, हाँ ना भाई, 42 lakhs 80,000, guys. Once you arrive at this beta, you know that your existing equity is how much? 72 lakhs 80,000. In case you have plans of copying, you should be doing it with me, not after me. It's highly impossible as such beta that I solve all those 54 sheets and then wait for each question for you to copy as such beta and then I do it here. Thoda akal lagao. We have done all of this before, guys. So as per debt equity ratio test beta, तुम लोग बोलते भी जाओ लिखते भी जाओ, multitasking आना चाहिए. Debt equity ratio test, guys. Debt equity ratio should not exceed. Is this pre-buyback debt equity ratio or post-buyback debt equity? क्या बात है, सब याद है. So here beta 72 lakhs debt कितना है बेटा? 42 lakhs divided by equity should be less than or equal to 2:1. Based on this, guys, your equity as such beta should be greater than or equal to 21 lakhs. This is post buyback. So what is the maximum reduction in equity, guys? Maximum reduction in equity beta कितना हो जाएगा? Existing equity कितना है? 72.8 lakhs. What is your revised equity? 21 lakhs. So the maximum reduction in equity should be 51.8 lakhs. If you want number of shares beta, will you divide by buyback price or will you divide by 40 rupees? So 51.8 lakhs should be divided by buyback price plus 10. What is that plus 10? Transfer to CRR. 1,29,500. So your existing equity is 72.8 lakhs. Post buyback equity, guys, is 21 lakhs. The maximum reduction in equity as such beta is 51 lakh 80,000. That we are dividing by 30 plus 10, 40 rupees. You will get number of shares beta as 129,500. Look at the options that are given there, guys. Now copy कर रहे हो? Snehal, right? Sneha, come and sit in the first bench beta. Amita, you can also come and sit here in the second bench. I know Puri last bench better. What's your name, Anushka, and all of them? Come and sit here in the third bench. Let's study for a change. Are you all done with this, guys? सब लोग guys पूरा डिटेल में लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, guys. You just have to write summary. You can either write it in the material itself that I gave you, guys, or you just write somewhere in the notebook so that you refer to it later. You have already done all of these questions. Intention is not to solve them in a detailed manner. Intention is only to get the answer. All right. Now, guys, look at the first bit. What is the minimum equity that we need to maintain after buyback according to debt equity ratio test? We already computed, guys. Post buyback equity should be 21 lakhs. Second one, what is the maximum permitted buyback of equity for Kumar Limited? Very good, guys. One, mark the bit as important. कितने shares आए थे? 129 into 30 rupees buyback price. The MCQ is slightly different. We never did that as a part of regular questions, guys. यहाँ पे we are only talking about maximum permitted buyback. We can buy back 129,500 shares. That at 30 rupees beta will become 38 lakhs 85,000. Do mark that bit beta so that you revise it later. We do not have to multiply that by 40. They're not asking us maximum reduction in equity. They're asking us to compute maximum amount that you're going to buy back. The maximum amount that you're going to buy back will be 129,500 shares multiplied by 30 rupees. Is that clear, kids? Any doubt in this? Next question, beta. Shall we start? Kesar is a company engaged in various business activities. It has decided to initiate a share buyback on 1st of April 2023. The company has plans to repurchase 25,000 shares of 10 rupees each at a price of 20. So buyback price is 20 rupees. This includes a face value of 10 rupees and a premium of 10 rupees. This buyback initiative is in compliance with the company's articles of association, and the necessary resolution has been duly passed by the company. As part of the financial arrangement for the share buyback, Kesar intends to utilize its current assets, particularly the bank balance, to make payment for the repurchased shares. Here is a snapshot of the balance sheet. The total amount of equity share capital beta is 12,50,000. Reserves and surplus include securities premium, P&L account balance, revenue reserves. Will all the reserves and surplus be included? There's no revaluation reserve. There are no statutory reserves, guys. You will include all of them in the definition of equity. Long-term borrowings, beta, are 14% debentures, unsecured loans. And then, beta, we have details of assets. Details of assets are irrelevant. So if you go by the details here, guys, equity share capital, kitna beta? 12,50,000. How much are free reserves plus securities premium? Free reserves beta plus securities premium is 18. पूरे add किए ना? 18,75,000. What is your total equity beta? 31,25,000. This is your total equity. What is your buyback price, guys? Buyback price is 20. This includes face value of 10 and premium beta of 10 rupees. How many shares are we buying back? Intend to buy back 25,000 shares. We will have to go as per those conditions beta now. The first condition, guys, sorry, requirement mein dekho beta, they're asking us to determine number of shares that we can buy back, guys, using all of those conditions. Condition 1 beta is what? Shares outstanding test. Shares outstanding test के हिसाब से बेटा maximum कितने खरीद सकते हो? You will be able to buy back only 25% of 1,25,000 shares. How much will that become? 31,250 shares. According to shares outstanding test, we can buy back 31,250 shares. According to resource test beta, how much money can we utilize? Amount that can be utilized will be equal to 20 or should not exceed beta 25% of equity, which is equity share capital plus free reserves. That free reserves include securities premium. So this should be 25% of 31,25,000. कितना हो जाएगा बेटा? 781,250. इसके हिसाब से बेटा नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स कितने हो जाएंगे? 781,250 divided by, should I divide by 20 plus 10 or only 20? Only 20. This is resource test beta. This is not debt equity test. So 39,062.5. Will you round off to the next number or the lower number? Lower number. If you round off to the next number as such, guys, then you will not be satisfying the condition. It should always be rounded off to the lower number. Always round off to the lower number, guys. So the answer here beta is 39,062. Third condition, guys, after resource test beta, क्या है guys? Debt equity ratio test. Debt equity ratio के हिसाब से क्या करोगे बेटा? What is your total debt as per the balance sheet? 2875 plus 16,50,000. 45,25,000. ऐसे MCQ दिए तो crazy नहीं. Debt beta is 45,25,000. Use debt equity ratio test and arrive at the minimum equity that is required post buyback. Use debt equity ratio test. I'm waiting for a minute. Arrive at the amount of minimum equity that you need to maintain post buyback. Once you get that minimum equity that we need to maintain post buyback, compare that with existing equity, you will know what is the maximum possible reduction in equity. But that amount you're going to divide by both buyback price plus face value. Buyback price will be the actual reduction in equity, guys. Face value isliye because you will transfer to CRR. అయిపోయింది అది కూడా. Lakshna, what is the answer beta as per third test? 20 చూసి చెప్తున్నావా 28,750 shares. Yes beta, perfect. So your debt amount, guys, divided by equity should be less than or equal to 2:1. Sanchal, हो गया तेरा भी ये debt equity ratio test? आ गया 28,750. So your debt amount is how much, guys? 45 lakhs, 25,000. This divided by equity amount should be less than or equal to 2:1. So your post buyback equity beta should be greater than or equal to 22,62,500. What is your existing equity, guys? Existing equity is 31,25,000. Therefore, your maximum reduction in equity beta will be equal to 8,62,500. This maximum reduction in equity beta, which is 862,500, should be divided by what, guys? Number of shares as per this condition beta would be 862,500 divided by 20 rupees is your buyback price. To this you will add 10 rupees. This is transfer to CRR. How much will be the amount, guys? 28,750. तीनों में सबसे कौन सा कम कौन सा है बेटा? सबसे कम कौन सा है? 28,750. So you will be able to buy back only 28,750 shares. How many shares do we intend to buy back? 25,000. Is it well within the buyback limit? Yes, it is within the buyback limit. We intend to buy back only 25. It's a very good revision also, guys, of the concepts. We intend to buy back. September वालों भी बेटा ये anyways ये class में upload करने वाला हूँ. You can do it later also whenever you want to revise again. Of course you will be concentrating now, but then later revise ताकि at least उसी बहाने पूरे concepts revise हो जाएंगे. So it is 28,750. All the answers are marked, guys. Any doubt in the second case scenario? Yes or no, guys? Are we all done with this? Third case scenario beta. Super is a manufacturing company. It has the following summarized balance sheet. Equity share capital beta is 17 lakhs. Reserves and surplus. We have revenue reserve, securities premium, P&L account. What are the journal entries, guys, for equity share buyback? Equity share buyback. Equity share capital account debit, premium on buyback account debit to equity share buyback account, equity share buyback to bank account, and then securities premium account debit to premium on buyback account. After that, free reserves account debit to CRR account. Equity share capital account debit, premium on buyback account debit to equity share buyback account, then pay off them, equity share buyback to bank account. Write off premium on buyback again, securities premium. So securities premium account debit to premium on buyback account. Then create CRR. For that, that's what the entry will be. CRR can be created only out of free reserves. So free reserves account debit to capital redemption reserve account. तो यहाँ पे बेटा your equity share capital is 17 lakhs. Reserves and surplus में you will not include infrastructure. You are only supposed to include free reserves and securities premium. Free reserves and securities premium collectively कितना है? 2350, 250, 28 lakhs. So your existing equity all put together is 45 lakhs. Existing equity beta is 45 lakhs. The total debt amount beta that we have is 46 lakhs 50,000. Free reserves plus securities premium 28 lakhs. Total equity 45 lakhs. Debt amount beta is 46 lakhs 50,000. ज़्यादा गड़बड़ में भी मत करो बेटा. Intention is to understand them. हाँ. So based on them, guys, what will be the answer? What are they asking us, guys? First bit. As per Companies Act as such, guys, buyback in any financial year should not exceed. We have done that beta abhi. It is 25% of the total equity amount. How many shares can the company buy back according to shares outstanding test? 25% of 1,70,000 shares. Our total share capital is 17 lakhs. So that is 1,70,000 shares. So what will be the answer to the second bit, guys? 25% of 1,70,000 shares, and that is 42,500 shares. Maximum number of shares that can be bought back using resource test. Resource में बेटा पहले तो shares outstanding test के हिसाब से you can buy back 25% of 1 lakhs. वो नहीं लिखने की जरूरत, मतलब you will know the answer guys, anyways it is marked. कितना रहेगा ये 42,500. सेकेंड के लिए you can write बेटा resources कितना रहना चाहिए, it should be 25% of 45 lakhs, that is 11,25,000. This you will divide by your buyback price. At what price are we buying back shares, guys? 30 rupees. So the number of shares as per this condition would be 11,25,000 divided by 30 rupees. How much is that? 37,500 shares. Based on this condition, guys, we can buy back 37,500 shares. Condition 1 के हिसाब से you will be able to buy back 42,500 shares. Condition 2, that is resources test, you will be able to buy back 37,500 shares. We still have to compute, guys, according to your debt equity ratio test. What will you write beta according to your debt equity ratio test? Your debt equity ratio should be less than or equal to 2:1. What was your debt amount beta that we just wrote? 46 lakhs 50,000. This divided by equity should be less than or equal to 2:1. That means post buyback equity beta should be greater than or equal to 23 lakhs. What is your existing equity, guys? Existing equity is 45 lakhs. What is the maximum reduction in equity possible? Maximum reduction in equity, guys, will be 21,75,000. This are you going to divide by buyback price, or will you divide by buyback price plus transfer to CRR? So 21,75,000 divided by 30 rupees is your buyback price, plus transfer to CRR is 10 rupees. How much will this be, guys? 54,375 shares. We will be able to buy back beta 54,375 shares. Are we clear, guys? This is as per the third condition, debt equity ratio test. 30 rupees buyback price hai beta, 10 rupees is transferred to CRR. Are we clear about this? Next question, ek chota assumption hai beta before you solve. Is everyone done with this? Is there anyone still doing the third case scenario beta? Sabka ho gaya? Fourth case scenario. MBB has the following particulars. 10% preference share capital is 2,500 lakhs. What are the journal entries for redemption of preference shares? Preference share capital account debit. Premium on redemption of preference shares account debit to preference shareholders. For preference share debentures, we use the word to holders account. For equity, we do not use the word to equity shareholders account. Instead, we write to equity share buyback account. So here you will write to preference shareholders account. Then once you pay them, what will be the entry? Preference shareholders account debit to bank account. Premium on redemption of preference shares, unless otherwise given, will not be adjusted against securities premium. It is going to be adjusted against free reserves only. And then you will have to create CRR out of free reserves. What will be the journal entry for that? Same, free reserves account debit to. Is that clear, guys? So this preference share capital is 2,500 lakhs. Equity share capital is 8,000 lakhs. Existing CRR is 1,000. Securities premium as such, guys, is 800. General reserve, PNL, cash, investment. Investment ka cost is how much, guys? 3,000. Market value is. Wording ambiguous है बेटा, let's not go by them, but then ठीक है, अभी तक clear है. The company has decided to redeem all of its preference shares at a premium of 10%. To redeem my preference shares at a premium of 10%, guys, pay attention. Your preference share capital is going to reduce by 2,500. My reserves beta will reduce by 250. Why will my reserves reduce by 250? There is premium on redemption of preference shares. My bank balance or cash balance should reduce by 2,750. Any doubt in this? Your preference share capital will reduce by 2,500. Free reserves, guys, will reduce by 250. Bank balance will reduce by 2,750. ये important है अभी. So, all right, guys, one more. It is buying back 25% of its equity at a price of 15 rupees per share. We do not have to check for conditions. Question. Bold right directly that we are buying back at a price of 15 rupees. Now look at the question and tell me there are how many equity shares outstanding? 800 lakh equity shares. So when it comes to equity share, beta, number of equity shares repurchased कितना है? Number of equity shares bought back 25% of. I'll give you time to copy this, beta. जरा सुन लो एक सेकेंड, थोड़ा अलग है क्वेश्चन. 200 lakhs, guys. Your equity share capital beta is going to reduce by 200 lakhs into 10 rupees, 2000 lakhs. We are buying them back at a price of 15. So your premium as such, guys, on buyback, that means our reserves and surplus beta are going to reduce by 1000 lakhs. Our cash balance beta will reduce by. समझ में आ गया ये? कोई डिटेल जर्नल एंट्रीज नहीं लिख रहा हूँ, बस ऐसे लिख रहा हूँ. Is this clear, guys? Reserves will reduce by 1000, share capital will reduce by 2000 lakhs, cash balance will reduce by 3000 lakhs. Now, look at the next point. Investments amounting to a market value of 1000 lakhs have been sold at 3000 lakhs. How did they sell? God alone knows. We are not supposed to question the question. If market value is 1000, you're supposed to sell it at. Now, guys, pay attention. Overall market value was 1500 lakhs. Cost of which was 3000 lakhs. कहाँ से मालूम पड़ा सर ये? ऊपर बैलेंस शीट. Yes or no, guys? Question, sorry. Market value 1000 lakhs का cost कितना होगा? Proportionately. This will become 1000 lakhs multiplied by 3000 divided by 1500, 2000. This is sold for what price? Keep this in mind. Cost was 2000 lakhs, which we sold it for 3. Overall market value 1500, had a cost of 3000 lakhs, that is given in the question. Our market value beta of investment that we are selling is only 1000 lakhs. So obviously proportionately the cost of that beta will be 2000 lakhs. We did not sell it for 1000 lakhs, we sold it for 3000 lakhs. So profit on sale as such beta would be 1000 lakhs. Any doubt in this part? Now, guys, the amount of profit or loss on sale of investments. We sold it for 3000, cost of which was 2000. Therefore, profit beta is. अब आता है सबसे important assumption. It says what will be the securities premium balance available for buyback after redemption of preference shares. Frankly speaking, had this been a regular descriptive question, answer would have been same, 800. Because premium on buyback of equity shares is not written off against securities premium. But this answer is based on the assumption that premium on buyback has been adjusted against. That is why it is being reduced by 250 lakhs. Normally, we are not expected to do that as such, but every single question I told you that premium on redemption of preference shares is directly adjusted against free reserves. They will not give this in the exam. Even if they give, they will give a disclaimer. मतलब कहाँ adjust करना है बोल के. तो यहाँ पे बेटा this answer is only based on the assumption that premium on buyback has been premium on redemption has been adjusted against securities premium. Now, guys, what is the total amount to be transferred to CRR? The amount that should be transferred to CRR as per section 16(9) beta is for the net reduction in your paid up share capital. Are we not reducing it by 2500 lakhs for preference share capital? We are reducing it by another 2000 lakhs for equity share capital. My net reduction in paid up share capital is 4500 lakhs. That is the amount beta that we will transfer to CRR. Cash balance, guys, after all of these transactions. What is your existing cash balance that you see in the question? 1650 lakhs mein beta. We sold our investments for 3000 lakhs. We paid 2750 lakhs to preference shareholders. We paid 3000 lakhs to equity shareholders. How much is the balance left? Huh? We took a bank loan of 2000 lakhs also, guys. Are we clear about this, guys? Very good, beta. Please write this first. I'll wait, beta. ये ऐसे description लिखो, beta. Online students, I hope you're all following, beta. Write these given details, guys, and then we will write a note that premium on redemption of preference shares has been adjusted against securities premium. First wala is preference share capital reducing by 2500 lakhs, reserves reducing by 250 lakhs. What is that 250? Premium, 10% premium that we are giving them. Bank balance or cash balance will reduce by 2750 lakhs. Next one, beta, is we are buying back 25% of equity shares. So equity share capital will reduce by 2000 lakhs. Premium on buyback, beta, is 1000 lakhs. Bank balance will reduce by 3000 lakhs. Bank balance will reduce by 3000 lakhs. Next is this, beta, investment, proportionate calculation. Cost of investment sold is 2000 lakhs. It got sold for 3000 lakhs. Are we all done, guys? Next, beta, वो bits लिखने के लिए first write a note, beta. यहीं पे क्या लिखोगे? Assume premium on redemption of preference shares has been adjusted against. Write that note clearly, beta. Assume premium on redemption of preference shares has been adjusted against securities premium. वैसा specify कर रहा है बोल के बेटा, ठीक है? They're asking us to compute what is the balance of securities premium after redemption of preference shares. So answer to the first bit, बेटा, क्या लिखोगे? Profit on sale कैसे आएगा? 3000 lakhs minus 2000 lakhs, that is 1000. Answer to the second bit, beta. Securities premium mein, beta, how much balance did we have? 800 lakhs minus premium on redemption, beta, is 250 lakhs. 250 lakhs. So you will have a balance of 550 lakhs. Securities premium has a balance of 800 lakhs. We have adjusted 250 lakhs, guys. So the net balance, beta, is 550 lakhs. 550 lakhs. Then, guys, what is the next requirement? CRR. CRR, beta, will be for net reduction in what? Paid up share capital. What if instead of redeeming preference shares, beta, you were issuing preference shares to buy back equity shares? We'll have to see what is the net difference as such, guys. And if there's actually a reduction in share capital, only then you'll have to create CRR. So this, beta, will be 2500 plus 2000, 4500 lakhs. What is your existing cash balance? 1650. Add, beta, sale of investments 3,000, add bank loan 2,000 minus क्या है बेटा, रिडम्पशन ऑफ प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स. रिडम्पशन ऑफ प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स वालों को कितना पैसा दे रहे हैं बेटा, 2750 माइनस बाई बैक के लिए बेटा how much are we giving, 3,000. What's the net balance that you will have, 900. This will be your closing cash balance after all the adjustments. Closing cash balance after all the adjustments beta is 900 lakhs. समझ में आ गया बच्चों? Shall we start the next case scenario? Fifth one, guys. There will be one case scenario given from company accounts. ऐसे based on the previous trend, company accounts includes internal reconstruction, includes cash flow statement, includes buyback, includes schedule 3. 4 chapters. Tomorrow I'll show you the detailed weightage as such, guys, as to how question papers are being framed. बाकी पूरे 20 mark MCQs will be from accounting standards. 10 marks beta from one of these topics. And ये topics में बेटा it can be cash flow, it can be buyback, it can be anything. जैसे last time they gave cash flow, मतलब Jan 25 में बेटा simple straightforward question, so it can be anything. Once they gave internal reconstruction also. So and this is again buyback वाले questions. बाकी पूरे 20 marks के साथ बेटा will be from accounting standards. The best part about accounting standards, they're not giving on one standard, they're combining multiple standards. Combining multiple standards मतलब not a complex question, individual MCQs. Now guys, next case scenario guys. Venus Limited has received a land free of cost from developing a factory in outskirts area. Let us revise AS12 guys. Whenever you're receiving a government grant, you have to check whether it is a monetary grant or a non-monetary grant. Non-monetary grant is where an asset is directly received from the government. If you receive an asset guys free of cost from the government, what are you supposed to do? You're directly supposed to record the asset beta at nominal value. What if you receive the asset at a concessional rate? At the actual cost. In case you're receiving a grant as such beta monetary grant, then you'll have to check whether the grant is in respect of capital expenditure or is it in respect of revenue expenditure. Again, under capital expenditure also you have to check whether it is in relation to an entire project or is it in relation to a specific asset. What if the grant is in respect of an entire project? Transfer to capital reserve. If the grant is in respect of a specific depreciable asset, you have two options. Either you can reduce it from the cost of the asset or you can transfer to deferred government grant account. If you're transferring it to deferred government grant account, it should be amortized in the ratio of depreciation. If the grant is in relation to a specific non-depreciable asset, you can either reduce it from the cost of the asset or transfer to capital reserve. In case there are conditions yet to be met, then you can transfer it to deferred government grant account. In case the grant is in respect of a revenue expenditure, transfer to P&L account. In P&L account, there are two presentations. Either show the expenditure net of grant or show expenditure separately, guys, and show grant separately under other income. Any refund of grant is always to be considered as an extraordinary item. Receipt of grant will be considered as extraordinary only if it is in respect of past expenditure guys or as immediate financial assistance. Yaad aa raha hai kuch? So here guys, first bit it says that you have received land free of cost as such beta for developing a factory in outskirts area. The value of the land is 75 lakhs. Though the market value of the land is 75 lakhs, are you not receiving land at free of cost beta? Niche look at the first MCQ. The land received from government free of cost should be recorded at 11 रुपए शगुन के वो लिख रहे बेटा. One of the MCQs guys, अभी latest mock test paper or something, they mentioned in the question that nominal value is 10 lakhs. गलत है guys. And answer beta is it should be recorded at 10 lakhs because that is the nominal value. 10 lakhs is not nominal value. You cannot write land account debit as such guys to other income 10 lakh rupees. गलत हो जाएगा. Because whatever this nominal value that we are recording obviously will get transferred to P&L account beta. I cannot record only one side of the transaction. I will have to record the other side as well. So इसीलिए बेटा I've just given it as 11 rupees. But अगर question में 10 lakhs nominal value दे रहा है समझो, do not question the question. Assume that nominal value beta is 10 lakhs. Next, the company also received an amount of rupees 30 lakhs as government grant, being 25% of total investment required to be made for development of factory. Is it in respect of a specific asset or is it in respect of an entire project? If it is in respect of an entire project, it should be transferred to answer to the second MCQ. When you say in respect of an entire investment, guys, it is in respect of an entire project only, not against any specific asset. Next, guys, the company also received 15 lakhs with the condition to purchase machinery. With the condition to purchase machinery. Abhi asset nahi kharide. So you cannot say reduce from cost of the asset. The only option available is to transfer it to deferred government grant account. As and when, guys, you purchase the asset, you have two options available. Either reduce it from the cost of the asset or continue in deferred government grant account and amortize it over the useful life of the asset. Government is not expecting any repayment of this grant. That is just to tell you better that recognition criteria is met. When they say not expecting any repayment, matlab all the recognition criteria are met. Third wala, how will the grant of 15 lakhs with the condition to purchase machinery be represented as deferred income? Didn't I just tell you better? As and when you buy the asset, you can do whatever you want to. Which of the above grants are required to be recognized in statement of P&L on a systematic and rational basis over the useful life of the asset? First wala beta was you receiving land free of cost. We never recorded any grant only. Second wala we already transferred to capital reserve. Can that ever go to P&L account? Can you declare dividend out of that? No, you cannot do anything with that, guys. Third wala beta is deferred government grant. In case you continue that balance in deferred government grant, how are you going to amortize it? In the ratio of depreciation. So the answer beta is option C. Government grant of 15 lakhs with the condition to purchase machinery. Any doubt in this, kids? समझ में आ रहा है ना बेटा सबको? Next बेटा, X and Y has agreed to construct a building on behalf of its client GH Limited on 1st April 2021. The expected completion time is 3 years. XY has already incurred a cost of 30 lakhs up to 31st of March 2022. It is expected that additional cost of 90 lakhs will be incurred. Total contract value is 112 lakhs. What did we learn under AS7? If the entire contract is expected to result in a loss, what are we supposed to do? Create a provision for loss immediately. But while you create provision for loss, do not forget to first compute current year loss. Only the balance amount ke liye beta you will have to create a I hope you remember those questions. As on 31st March 2022, XY has billed GH for rupees 42 lakhs as per the agreement. Doesn't matter, guys, how much are you billing? We will book revenue based on what you have billed them, or will you do it on the basis of proportionate completion method? How will you compute degree of completion? On the basis of cost incurred. Cost incurred till date divided by estimated total cost. Assume that the work is completed to the extent of 75% by the end of year 2. So guys, as far as year 1 is concerned, guys, year 1 beta, what is your cost incurred? 30 lakhs. What is the expected additional cost? Expected additional cost is 90 lakhs. Put together beta, the amount is put together beta the total amount. On karna Ayush, band hai kya upar se? 120 lakhs, guys. What is your degree of completion, guys? Percentage of completion beta is 30 divided by 120, 25%. Now guys, what will be your revenue for the first year? Revenue for the first year beta, total contract value kitna tha? 112. 112 multiplied by 25%, guys, 28 lakhs. 28 lakhs, guys. What is your current year cost? 30 lakhs. What is your current year loss? 2 lakhs. Current year cost beta is 30 lakhs. Current year loss is 2 lakhs. What is your expected loss on the entire contract? Expected loss on the entire contract is 112 minus 120 beta, 8 lakhs. Correct, kids? How much should be the provision for loss in the current year? Why only 6 lakhs? 2 lakhs is your current year loss. 2 lakhs is your current year loss beta. So expected loss, sorry, provision for loss, guys, will only be for 6 lakhs. Now can you look at the requirements in relation to year 1? First bit kya hai guys? Revenue to be recognized guys in year 1. What is the answer? 28 lakhs. Revenue to be recognized in the first year beta will be 28 lakhs. Then guys, total expense guys to be recognized in year 1. Total expenditure guys will be 36. How 36? 30 lakhs is expenditure plus we will also book a provision for loss of 6 lakhs. So the total expenditure that we are actually debiting beta is 36 lakhs. ये भूलना मत, net loss for the year 8 lakhs आएगा, but provision for loss is 6 lakhs. Same MCQ guys is given in ICI study material. They mark the answer as 38 lakhs. Incorrect. Same MCQ given in mock test paper in iOS BOS portal beta. वहाँ पे answer marked as 36. Correct answer should be 36 and not 38. You do not include current year loss in expenditure. Difference between revenue and expenditure should become your overall loss for the period. Are we clear? So answer to the first bit beta. Revenue is 28 lakhs. Expenditure guys, कैसे लाओगे बेटा? 30 lakhs plus what are we adding? 6 lakhs. Provision for loss. 30 lakhs plus 6 lakhs, 36 lakhs. Next guys, third bit क्या है बेटा? Revenue for year 2. इसके लिए बेटा, what is year 2 में बेटा? What is the degree percentage completion? So what should be your cumulative revenue? Cumulative revenue guys should be 84 lakhs. How 84? 112 into 75%. What should be revenue for year 2 guys? Out of 84 lakhs, how much did you already recognize in year 1? 28. So for the second year it is 56 lakhs. Only for the second year beta revenue will be 56 lakhs. Doubt hai Akshat? That 84 lakhs guys is not revenue for the second year, it is cumulative revenue. What the hell is wrong with this beta? Next guys, shall we start the next case scenario? इतने छोटे छोटे भी नहीं आते बेटा वो एग्जाम में. Are we all done? Next case scenario guys, case scenario 7. ध्यान से पढ़ना बेटा. RTS is engaged in the business of manufacturing of equipment or components. These are multiple standards पे. The company has a contract with Indian Railways for a brake component which is structured such that the company's obligation is to deliver the component to the railway stockyard. While the delivery terms are X works, the company is responsible for engaging a transporter for delivery. X works quotation मतलब क्या guys? We have done that under AS9 guys. It can be FOB, it can be CIF. X works मतलब बेटा अपने फैक्ट्री गेट से वो लोग लेके जाएंगे. But यहाँ पे बोल रहा है बेटा, though our quotation is on X works basis, we are still supposed to hire a transporter. We are not going to pay for the transportation charges. अपना काम है transportation book करके देना, सामने वाला will pay for that transportation also. Are we clear guys? Usually when it is on an X work basis, risk and rewards of ownership gets transferred guys immediately once the inventory moves out of the factory. Usually when the inventory is on, when the quotation is on X factory basis beta, you will, instead of using the word X works, I have used the word X factory in the class beta. X factory, ये सब quotations लिखाया था मैं class में beta. So X factory is the minute beta the product is delivered outside the factory gate, the risk and rewards incidental to ownership are transferred. Now, Railway sends an order for a defined quantity. The company manufactures a required quantity and informs Railways for carrying out the inspection. Railway representative visits the company's factory and inspects the components and mark each component with the quality check sticker. This changes the entire question now. Though it is X works quotation as such guys, it is very clear that it is subject to inspection. Alright, we are manufacturing inventory guys for a specific person. Isn't this indirectly better product earmarked for delivery? Yes or no? So you will be able to recognize revenue as soon as the inspection is done. You do not have to wait for delivering the product. Mark that line as important, guys. Goods once inspected, next wali line beta. Goods once inspected by railways are marked with the hologram sticker to earmark for delivery, identification by the customer when they're delivered to the customer's location. The company raises an invoice once it dispatches the goods. Are we all clear about this information? Look at the first MCQ, guys. When should RTS Limited recognize revenue as per accounting standards notified? The answer is clear, beta. It should be recognized on completion of inspection of components. Are we clear? Why are you understanding? Specific order hai beta, and they have been segregated, earmarked for delivery. Whenever they use the word, they have been earmarked for delivery as such, guys. You will be able to recognize revenue. Next beta, let's go back to the question. The management of RTS is under discussion with the auditors of the company in respect of accounting of a critical matter as regards its accounting with respect to subsequent events, that is events after the reporting period. They have been checking as to which of one of the following events after the reporting period provides evidence of conditions that existed as at the end of the reporting period. AS4, guys. We divide our events into two categories, beta. The events that occur after the balance sheet date into two categories, adjusting and non-adjusting. Adjusting events are those events which are both favorable as well as unfavorable that provide additional evidence in relation to the information that existed as on the balance sheet date. Non-adjusting events nowhere related to your balance sheet date. Yes or no, kids? So here beta they say nationalization or privatization by government. ये कोई बेटा adjusting event नहीं रहेगा, guys. Out of court settlement of a legal claim. Normally considered to be an adjusting event, provided as such beta the court is already pending as on the case is already pending as such beta as on the balance sheet date. Then this will become a adjusting event. Rights issue of equity shares. Can you record issue of equity shares, guys, as on balance sheet date? I told you asset acquisition as such, guys, normal everything. You cannot go back and record. You will have to record, guys, only as on the date of transaction. Not everything beta can be recorded. Strike by workforce. If what? We are not talking about retrospective increase in wages or anything better that you have entered into a settlement with them. वो लोग strike कर रहे, क्या record करोगे बे जाके? What are you going to record? Kai ka do case. That is where the management has agreed as such better, has come to an agreement with the labor union that they are going to increase wages retrospectively. Then you will have to see, guys, whether the negotiations commence as on the balance sheet date or the negotiations commence after the balance sheet date. How is that related to this? Abhi to ye log shuru kare dharna. Someday later as such beta, there will, are you getting the point, guys? Announcing a plan to discontinue an operation. Will you go back and change anything, guys? No. You will have to present. What did we learn under AS24? When will disclosures be required? First, kya? After the initial disclosure event, guys, whatever first financial statements that you're presenting. What is initial disclosure event? Earlier of 2 dates. What are the earlier of 2 dates? The board has agreed as such beta to discontinue and has announced a formal plan as such beta, or you have already entered into a binding sale agreement, whichever is earlier. Next beta, the company has received a grant of 8 crore rupees from the government for setting up factory in a backward area. What will you do with this, guys? Transfer to capital. Isn't this in respect of an entire project? Whenever you receive grant in respect of an entire project, you have to transfer it to capital reserve. Out of this grant, the company distributed 2 crores as dividend. No, kya? It cannot distribute it as dividend. It cannot be utilized for any purpose. It is not a free reserve. The company also received land free of cost from the state government, but it has not recorded this at all in the books as no money has been spent. It should be recorded at nominal value. RTS has a subsidiary A Limited which is evaluating its production process, wherein normal waste is 5% of input. 5,000 metric tons of input were put in process, resulting in a wastage of 300 metric tons. Cost per input, cost per metric ton was 1,000. Entire quantity of waste was on stock at the year end. Pehle beta, let's look at the requirement. Question 2 beta talks about what? वैल्यू ऑफ इन्वेंट्री, ठीक है, वो अपन सॉल्व करके बोलेंगे. क्वेश्चन 3 गाइस टॉक्स अबाउट AS12. Look at the options given, beta. Distribution of dividend out of the grant is correct. No. Next, beta. Distribution of dividend out of grant is incorrect. In the second case, not recording land is correct. Distribution of dividend out of grant is incorrect. In the second case, land should be recorded in the books, beta, at nominal value. First वाला statement is incorrect. You cannot distribute dividend, guys. Last वाला दोनों correct है. समझ में आ रहा है? You cannot distribute dividend, guys. Plus, you should record land at nominal value. Abhi talking about the inventory valuation, guys. 5,000 metric tons were purchased. What is the normal loss, beta? Normal loss, beta, is 5%, which is 250. What should have been the normal quantity? 4,750. As per accounting standard 2, guys, abnormal wastages should not be included in inventory valuation. Inventory should always be based on normal quantity. What is your total purchases? 5,000 metric tons खरीद रहे बेटा, at what price? 1,000. कितना हो गया ये? 50 lakhs. What do you think will be the cost per metric ton? Same question class में करे सर. वो ऊपर वाला बेटा, वो लैंड वाला भी, डिविडेंड वाला भी सेम क्वेश्चन था क्लास में. सिवात लिमिटेड बोल के सेम क्वेश्चन कवर करे सर. 50 lakhs divided by 4,750 metric tons. How much is this? 1052.63. Now guys, out of 4,750 metric tons also beta, actual quantity is only 4,700. Baki ka beta will become abnormal loss. What will you do with abnormal loss? Transfer to P&L account. What do you think will be the cost of this beta? 4,700 into 1052.63 into, नहीं वो किसका पूछ रहा है वो? What would be the value of inventory to be recorded in books? Enta ide? This will be the value of inventory, guys. ये जो है, this will go to P&L account. You can copy this, guys. 50 metric tons का cost will go to P&L account, guys. 4,700 metric tons का जो भी cost है, it will be disclosed in your balance sheet as inventory. Are we all clear about this? हो गया कृष्णा? क्या सोच रहे हैं? तुम्हारा बेटा अभिनव. The cost of those 4,700 tons beta will become the cost of inventory, guys. Remaining 50 tons beta, I did not write that, but in case they ask, we'll have to transfer that to what, guys? P&L account. You have a doubt? $360 వస్తుందా? God save me. Guys, वो लोग राउंड ऑफ नहीं करे होंगे यार, जो भी है बेटा. That's because I copied the answer from there. 49, 47, 368. Go to hell, guys. Next question. इस पे भी लड़ ले रहे, आ रहा नहीं आ रहा कहते हैं. Shall we start the next one? हमारे बच्चे दे नॉट इवन बॉदर्ड टू चेक कैलकुलेशन. तू बोल दिया ना फाइनल है बोल के, वो लोग स्वाइल कर रहे क्या? पागल लोग है क्या? कैलकुलेट भी कर रहे बोल के क्या? जोहर. 8th question, guys. Mars is a manufacturing enterprise which is starting a new manufacturing plant at your Axis village. It has commenced construction of the plant on 1st April 2023 and has incurred following expenses. It has acquired land for installing plant for rupees 50 lakh rupees. It incurred 35 lakhs for material and direct labor costs for developing the plant. It should be added, guys, of course, directly related. Company incurred 10 lakh rupees for head office expenses at New Delhi, which included rent, employee cost and maintenance expenditure. Not to be added. लिख लेना बेटा. General admin cost not to be included. General admin expenditure not to be included. General administrative costs but are not to be included. Next. Company has borrowed 25 lakh rupees for construction work of plant at 12% per annum, guys, on 1st April 2023. Specific borrowing, guys. If there is a specific borrowing, are you supposed to include interest? Did we start the construction activity also but on 1st April only? Yes. Director finance of the company, guys, incurred travel and meeting expenses amounting to 5 lakhs during the year for arranging this loan. Guys, big question mark ambiguity. Companies can argue that this is an ancillary expenditure in relation to procurement of borrowing, and that is why it is included in the definition of borrowing cost. अपने syllabus के हिसाब से नहीं. ऐसे फालतू कुछ भी include करते बैठे तो बेटा we will argue that everything that we were doing as beta throughout the year was in relation to arrangement of borrowing only. That is why here beta what will you write here? Ignore, not to be included. This is more like administrative cost beta. We will not include this. I'm not talking about interest part, guys. I'm talking about 5 lakhs. And who the hell will incur 5 lakhs beta to procure a loan of 25 lakhs? 20%. Kuch bhi. Next, guys. On 1st November 2023, the construction activities of the plant were interrupted as the local people along with the activists have raised issues relating to the environmental impact of plant being constructed. Okay. Whenever there is what suspension of work as such, guys, what should you do? We should suspend capitalization also. Due to the agitation, the construction activities came to a standstill for 3 months. वो 3 months पे ध्यान मत देना बेटा, आगे देखो. With the help of government and NGOs, the agitation was over by Feb 28. When did it start? November 1st. So here you will write beta work was suspended for 4 months, not for 3 months. Work was suspended for how many months beta? 4 months. However, to balance the impact on environment, government has ordered the company to install certain devices for which the company had to incur 6 lakhs in March 2024. Nihal, what will you do with the 6 lakhs? Can you use the asset without incurring this expenditure? Simple. Capitalize. As any expenditure that is required to bring the asset to the present location and condition as such, so that it is capable of being used for the intended purpose has to be capitalized. Whatever expenses that we are incurring, it is not an abnormal expenditure better. It is required. Without that, we will not be able to operate the asset. So we should capitalize this. Now, first bit, guys, which of the following expenses cannot be included in the cost of the plant? Head office expenses. How much of the borrowing cost can be capitalized with the plant? Specific borrowing better 25 lakhs multiplied by 12% for 8 months. Why 8 months? 4 months के लिए बेटा it is suspended. You can write do not capitalize for how many months? 4 months. Do not capitalize for 4 months बेटा, बाकी पूरा 8 months का cost as such guys can be capitalized. The total cost of the plant as on March 31st guys. पहले तो बोलो बेटा land कितने में लिए थे? 50 lakhs. Material पे कितना खर्च किए थे? 35 lakhs. Borrowing cost 2 lakhs. And वो additional expenditure बेटा 6 lakhs. How much is that? 93 lakhs. We purchased the land for 50 lakhs guys. Additional material 35 lakhs. Borrowing cost 2 lakhs. Additional expenditure that we have incurred at the end beta was 6 lakhs. All put together guys it is 93 lakhs. The amount of depreciation to be charged for the year ending on 31st March 2024 is. The asset is not yet available for its intended purpose. Nowhere is it given better that the asset construction was completed. It only mentions that the work resumed. Yes or no guys? वहाँ पे लिख लेना asset not available for use. For the last bit guys you can write down that the asset is not available for use. Are we clear? बच्चों Next, guys, ninth one. Shall we start the next question? Majority हो जाएगा बेटा जी. हाँ. Beloved Finance Limited is a financial enterprise which is in the business of lending loan to small businesses and earn interest on loan. It's a financial entity. A lot of MCQs related to financial enterprises, guys, are being given. इतना याद रखना, interest for them as such, guys. Very good. Now, during the year, the company has lent 50 crore rupees and earned 1.5 crores as interest on loans, guys. The company had surplus funds during the year which it invested in fixed deposits with bank and earned interest on fixed deposit of 20 lakh rupees. Even this will be operating activities only, guys. This is what financial entities will do. They will have continuous surplus funds, but they cannot keep those balances lying idle. They will invest them. Yes or no? Banks, beta, जो भी surplus funds रहता, guys, don't they park it with RBI, guys? समझ में आ रहा है ना? They get 6.25% है साथ बेटा. Repo rate is 6.5%. They get 6.25% on those deposits. The company also acquired a gold loan company for 10 crores and provided interest-free loan of 15 crores to its wholly owned subsidiary during the year. The company paid a total income tax of 75 lakhs for the year. Based on the above information, answer the following questions. There's no computation anywhere, beta. It's a theoretical question. It says, first bit, interest income of 1.5 crore rupees earned on loans given by the company, guys, will be disclosed as what? Operating activities. The interest income of 20 lakhs earned on fixed deposits, operating activities. The amount paid for acquiring the company, that you cannot term it as operating. You are acquiring an entire company or division from another entity as such, beta, that has to be termed as investing activities. Taxes paid, operating activities. Is there any specific disclosure required to be made in relation to the interest-free loan of 15 crores provided by the company to its wholly owned subsidiary? AS 18 related party disclosures as such, guys. Doesn't matter whether it is interest-free loan, guys, or whether interest is being charged at market rates. Disclosure is mandatory. AS 18 never says disclosures are required only if the transactions are not being taken at arm's length price. Whether it is at arm's length price or not, you will have to disclose it. Do you remember, guys? First point covers 5 related party relationships, beta. First is holding company, subsidiary and fellow subsidiaries. Second one, beta, investing party and associate, venturer and joint venture. Third part, individuals who directly or indirectly along with their relatives, guys, own voting power which gives them significant influence or control. Fourth point, KMP. Fifth point, any other entity, guys, over which individuals described in the above 2 points, C and D, are able to exercise significant influence or control. All of these as such, beta, will be covered under related party relationships. Next, beta. C is limited. The company is in the business of tours and travels. It sells holiday packages to the customers. Company negotiates upfront with the airlines for specified number of seats in flight. The company agrees to buy a specific number of tickets and pay for those tickets regardless of whether it is able to resell all of those in a package. See, guys, usually travel agent, I have covered this, guys, in AS9. Usually travel agent, ये किस में आया था बेटा? Very first sentence of revenue. We've defined what is revenue, gross consideration, guys, in cash or in kind as such, beta. But in an agency business, it is only the amount of commission that should be considered as revenue. So we took the example of Zomato. I said Zomato cannot take the gross value of food delivered as such, beta, as revenue. They should only take their commission, beta, as revenue. Do you remember this? Zigado, Gogado, कुछ तो नाम दे देते बेटा वो पे थोड़ा tweak करके नाम. हाँ. तो यहाँ पे बेटा, even this airline industry का example was covered, guys. Are we merely acting as an agent, guys, or are we taking the entire risk? क्या बोल रहा है बेटा वे? We are agreeing to buy a specific number of tickets and pay for them, regardless of whether we will be able to resell them or not. That means, guys, the risk and rewards of ownership are being transferred to us. Will you still take only commission amount or should you take the gross amount of sales? Excellent. The rate paid by the company for each ticket purchase is negotiated and agreed in advance. The company also assists the customers in resolving complaints with the service provided by airlines. However, each airline is responsible for fulfilling obligations associated with the ticket, including remedies to a customer for dissatisfaction with the service. वो तो रहेगा ही बेटा. Are you clear? Even if you are a dealer as such guys, say of a product, if you are a distributor of Tata Motors ke vehicles as such guys, if problem arises with the vehicle as such, beta, customer will come to you. What will you do? Manufacture new vehicle and give, or will you go to the company? Won't the company still be responsible guys? समझ में आ रहा है ना? Now guys, in relation to this beta, let us answer the first bit. It says what would be the basis of revenue recognition for C's Limited as per the requirement of accounting standards? Gross basis मतलब guys, for me what is important is you have to understand ये bit किससे related है. You will, what will you write there? It is no longer an agency business. It is no longer a principal agent relationship. It is no longer a principal agent relationship. आज क्लास के बाद मिल बेटा. It is no longer a principal agent relationship. That is why beta gross basis. अगर principal agent relationship होता तो only commission income. Now guys, next, the company has bought a forward. समझ में आ रहा है ना सबको? The company has bought a forward contract guys for 3 months of $1 lakh on 1st March 2024 at $1.83.10 when the exchange rate was $1.83.02. We have learned about forward exchange contracts under AS 11. Forward exchange contracts can be for two purposes. Speculation or रुलाएगा यार. Speculation or hedging. What's the accounting for speculation? Adi Adka answer. It should be mark to market guys. You will compare the rate guys, and then whatever is the difference will be transferred to PN. I bought a forward contract at 83.10 rupee, 10 paise beta. What if the rate becomes 83.20 paise? That 10 paise will be recorded as income. What if it is taken for the purpose of hedging? The difference between spot rate and forward rate as on the date of contract is called as forward premium or discount. This forward premium or discount should be amortized over the period of forward contract. Yes, किसको भी याद नहीं है? If it is for the purpose of hedging, जो भी difference between spot rate and forward rate है as on the date of transaction. If forward rate is more, it is called as forward premium. If forward rate is less, it is called as forward discount. Normally, it is forward premium. So that should be amortized over the period of forward contract. That will be a gain or loss depending on whether it is in respect of a receivable or whether it is in respect of a payable. Agar payable hai, it is a loss because you are paying more. If it is a receivable, it is a gain because you are receiving more. For speculative contract, we have no intention to hold it till the maturity period. The intention is only to make a gain on account of price increase or decrease. That is why we directly compare that with market prices. On 31st March 2024, when the company closed its books of accounts, exchange rate beta was $1 is equal to 83.15. On 1st April 2024, the company has decided for premature settlement of the contract due to some exceptional circumstances. हो गया information related to forward. Now tell me, did we take a forward contract for the purpose of hedging or for the purpose of speculation? Why? There is no underlying receivable or payable. That is why it is for the purpose of जूते मारूंगा. This is the most important part, guys. Underline the last sentence. The company decided for premature settlement due to some exceptional circumstances. मतलब क्या हुआ? You had all the intention to hold it till the maturity period. That means this was for the purpose of hedging. They will play on such sentences, but we should know it. Understood, no? For some exceptional circumstances is very important. वहाँ पे क्या लिखोगे? This indicates company intended to hold it till the end. Company intended to hold it till the end, and hence it is for hedging. Company intended to hold it till the end, and hence it is for hedging. And hence it is for hedging. Are we clear, guys? Now look at the second MCQ based on this. Please suggest accounting treatment of forward contract. Premium on forward contract will be amortized over the life of the forward because it is for the purpose of hedging. Had it been for the purpose of speculation, what will you do? Mark to market, guys. Answer would have been first bit if it was for the purpose of speculation. But that is not the answer here. Now continue reading. A company is evaluating the below mentioned schemes Introduction of a formal retirement gratuity scheme by an employer in place of an ad hoc ex gratia payments to employees on retirement. Alright guys, this is in relation to accounting standard 1 and 5. What are not changes in accounting policies? I told you most important part beta. There are two cases given. What are not changes in accounting policies? What are the two cases given? The transaction has never occurred earlier, or the transaction that has occurred earlier beta is significantly different from the transaction or event that is occurring now. So here beta it says that you never had a gratuity scheme earlier, you were only paying them on a ad hoc basis. So the transaction beta is significantly different from what has occurred earlier. Will this be considered as a change in accounting policy? No. Next beta, same example aate beta, वही दो example हर जगह है. Management has decided to pay pension to those employees who have retired after completing 5 years of service. Such employees will get pension of 20,000 per month. Earlier there was no such scheme. Transaction never existed guys earlier. So even this cannot be considered as a change in accounting policy. Answer beta is not a change in policy, not a change in policy. अर्थमవుతుందా? एग्जाम में नहीं आती बड़ा पढ़ने के लिए क्वेश्चन. Next, C is limited as a subsidiary ADI Limited, which is in the business of construction having a turnover of 200 crores. C is an ADI Limited, hold 9% and 23% respectively in associate company, the name of which is Associate Limited. Both C is and ADI prepare consolidated financial statements as per accounting standards notified. So pretty simple beta, we have a subsidiary. So we have a subsidiary ADI guys. That ADI beta has how much investment in associate? 23%. How much are we directly holding? 9%. Forget us beta now. Consider only ADI and associate. Does ADI have a 23% in associate? Is ADI supposed to follow equity method as prescribed under accounting standard 23? For associate guys, we are forget about holding company beta. भाड़ में क्या holding company? Intermediate जो company है, doesn't it have an associate? Isn't that intermediate company required to present consolidated financial statements? So that intermediate company as such beta will follow equity method prescribed under accounting standard 23. What do you do under equity method? Whatever is your share of profit as such beta will be added to the carrying amount of investment. Yes or no guys? When the holding company is presenting consolidated financial statements, it will incorporate that investment and also add additional 9% share in profit. ADI beta will add only 23%. जब अपन अपना present कर रहे बेटा, how much are we going to add additional? Why additional 9%? Answer beta. ADI would account 23% share in associate using equity method. C's will again consolidate ADI and automatically get that 23 and separately add another 9%. Separately add another 9%. They cannot give practical questions like this in the exam as such better because you will, I told you we do not have multiple acquisitions or we do not have chain holdings and all of that in the exam guys. MCQ के लिए ठीक है सब. समझ में आ गया बेटा सबको? Shall we start the next one? Case scenario 11 बेटा. हो गया वो. और कुछ है क्या pending? नहीं ना? On 1st April 2022 guys, Shubham Limited purchased some land for rupees 30 lakhs for the purpose of constructing a new factory. This would cost 30 lakhs including a legal cost of 2 lakhs incurred for the purpose of acquisition of the land. That legal cost of 2 lakh rupees guys, will it be included in the cost of the land? Undoubtedly yes. Construction work could start only on 1st May 2022. Zameen kab liya अपन? 1st April. Shubham provides you the details of the following cost guys in relation to its construction. Preparation and leveling of the land 80,000. Is this a direct expenditure guys? Will this be added? Employment cost of construction workers should be added guys. एक second बेटा आगे जाके ये देख लो ना कब खत्म हुआ है factory construction. Second paragraph बेटा. Construction of the factory was completed on 31st December. Production could begin only on construction continued guys for how many months beta? 1st May 2022 to 31st December 2022. 8 months. Without yawning, we are going to add this cost beta for how many months? 8. वहाँ पे मत लिखो बेटा, मैं लिखाने वाला हूँ डिटेल में. मतलब this has proper calculation. Let me just explain, then we will write collectively. ठीक है? Purchase of materials for construction, guys. Isn't that an expenditure directly attributable? Cost of relocating employees to new factory for work. List of exclusions में बेटा relocation cost cannot be included. याद है? Relocation cost याद है नहीं है बेटा? Cost of inauguration, startup cost, inauguration, promotion. Can this be added? Overhead cost as such guys incurred directly on the construction of the factory. Guys. Not necessary, beta. Expenses that should be added should only include direct expenses. They can also be indirect expenses that can be attributed on a reasonable basis. The ones who are writing exams in May 25, you're done with costing, guys. Overheads नहीं रहते क्या costing of a product? Undoubtedly yes, बेटा. Overheads का मतलब होता है indirect expenses. कहाँ पे दिया बेटा admin overheads से बोल के? Did he give that these are admin expenses? If they are admin expenses, we do not include. If the normal overheads as such guys related to the factory बोला ना, वो भी directly on construction of the factory. What will you do with it? Add it. हर एक चीज के लिए no मत करो. Next guys, general overhead cost allocated to construction project by the manager is 30. However, as per the company's normal overhead allocation policy, it should be 24. Auditor says 15,000. भाड़ में गया सब कुछ. बाजू में लिखो admin cost not allowed. General बोल के बोल रहा ना? Admin cost. Now, when did we complete construction of the factory, guys? 31st December. Production could begin only on 1st Feb. Is it our problem, beta, that you're delaying production? Not our problem as such, guys. What are we supposed to do, beta? The overall useful life of the factory building was estimated at 40 years from the date of completion. However, it was completed that the roof will need to be replaced 20 years after the date of completion. Component accounting, and that the cost of replacing the roof at current prices would be 25% of the total cost of the building. जो भी कंस्ट्रक्शन कॉस्ट आ रहा है उसको तुम लोग 25% 75% में डिवाइड करोगे. 25% will become roof cost, 75% बेटा will become balance factory building. The construction of factory was partly financed by a loan of rupees 28 lakhs borrowed on 1st April 2022. The loan was taken at an annual interest rate of 9%. During the period when the loan proceeds had been fully utilized to finance the construction, it received investment income of rupees 25,000 on the temporary investment of its funds. You are required to assume that all the net finance costs will be allocated only to the cost of factory and not the land, and interest costs will be capitalized on. सबसे important part, guys. Underline this. If this point was not given, we would have capitalized interest for by 8 months. Normally, we have learned, guys, that specific borrowing should be capitalized right from day one. Yes or no, guys? However, borrowing also can commence only if expenditure on the related qualifying asset is being incurred. Borrowing लेके बैठ नहीं सकते हमेशा के लिए कि we will start capitalizing, we will start the work someday later. यहाँ पे it is 9 months. We will have to assume though physical construction commenced on 1st May, they must have started other works as such guys on 1st April only. We are not going against the question. Question बोल रहा है 9 months. We will have to capitalize for 9 months. Let us write this proper answer, guys. I want to arrive क्योंकि ये लोग written down value पूछ दिए थे directly, for which you should know the exact cost, guys. Write the details properly, beta, all of you. When was land purchased? Land purchased on 1st April 22, guys. Physical construction commenced on. Physical construction, guys. Start date is 1st May 2022. End date 31st December 2022. Loan availed on 1st April 22. All capitalizations will only be till. All capitalizations will only be till 31st December. Though asset is used from which date, beta? 1st Feb. Depreciation will start from which date, guys? 1st Jan. Depreciation, beta, will start from 1st Jan. Interest capitalization for how many months? Interest capitalization beta for 9 months as specified. अगर ये नहीं देता तो would have capitalized it for 8 months. Interest capitalization beta will be for 9 months as specified in the question. Sorry, beta. Now tell me guys, you have the materials in front of you. Can you go in the order and tell me all the expenses? First, land beta. How much did we purchase it for? 30 lakhs. हाँ बेटा, legal cost is included, no? Yeah, guys, this cost is inclusive of legal cost. Please do not add it separately, guys. Then beta, preparation and leveling of land. Preparation and leveling of land beta कितना है? 80,000. Next guys, employee cost guys. कितने महीनों के लिए लोगे बेटा? 29,000 into construction period is 8 months. How much is this? 2,32,000. Materials wise, 21,24,000. In case they have given us details of unused materials, what will you do? Deduct it. You can only take materials consumed. Materials better 21-24. Cost of relocating will you take? Cost of inauguration, factory overheads. Overheads better. कितना है per month है ना वो भी? So 25,000 into 8 months. How much will that be? 2 lakhs. Interest to be capitalized better. 28 lakhs into interest rate 9% into 9 months by 12 months. कितना है बेटा ये? 1,89,000. Reduce income बेटा. Income from temporary investment of funds. याद है ना specific borrowings? You reduce it. कितना हो गया? 1,64,000. How much is the total amount? Exact 58. 58 lakhs. $58 lakhs. Online students, I hope you're all listening better and paying attention. 58 lakhs. Next beta. Abhi depreciation part guys. Listen for a minute guys. 58 lakhs में से बेटा land का cost कितना है? 30 lakhs. So this will be factory cost. Yes or no guys? Factory cost will be 28 lakhs. इसमें से roof का cost कितना है? 25%. That is 7 lakhs. बाकी का balance factory guys 21 lakhs. Depreciation of roof per annum 7 lakhs divided by life कितना है? 20 years. 30 बैलेंस बेटा फैक्ट्री का डेप्रीसिएशन लाइफ कितना है? 40 years. 21 lakhs divided by 40 years. But we are not depreciating for 1 year. We are depreciating for by 3 months sir. 1st Jan से लेके 31st March. 35,000 divided by 12 into 3. 8750. 52,500 divided by 12 months in per annum अगर ये है तो 3 महीने का कितना? 13,000 put together 21,000. Therefore carrying amount guys is 58 lakhs total amount that we have incurred minus 21,875. 57 lakhs. सबसे important यही है बेटा बेटा carrying amount 57,78,120. बाकी पूरे हो गए बेटा bits. How much is the employment cost? We have already written 2,32,000. Borrowing cost 1,64,000. Which of the following costs incurred beta will be capitalized? Can you capitalize relocation cost? No. Can you capitalize general overheads? No. Can you capitalize inauguration cost? No. Only legal cost. क्या कर रहे भाई दोनों तुम लोग नहीं पीछे में जी तो यस बेटा ये हो गया ना ऊपर का पूरा 58 लाख तक कॉपी दिस गाइस You're all supposed to copy this, guys. Do not talk. Yes, guys. It may also happen, beta, that we rely on the hope that we will sit together and not study anything. And just in case, imagine, beta, that all different centers all together है साथ बेटा हो गया सबका ये नेक्स्ट केस सिनेरियो गाइस नेक्स्ट केस बेटा shall we start the next one that was question number 11 right guys अरे यार 12th वाले में ही है अपन you see guys Suman is in the business of manufacturing electronics equipment guys and selling these at its various outlets. It provides installation services for the equipment sold and also provides free 1-year warranty on all the sold products. Beach resort, leading resorts in the city. City mein there's a beach, uska naam is Beach Resort. It purchased 5 air conditioners from Suman Limited for its resort. Suman sold 5 ACs to Beach Resort for 45,000 each, which includes an installation fee of rupees 1,000 for each AC. The company also offers 1-year warranty for any repair, etc. The company has also offered 500 rupees as trade discount. Beach Resort placed order on March 15, 2024, made payment on March 20th. ACs were delivered on March 27th. Installation was completed on March 5th. ये जो price charge कर रहे बेटा अपन 45,000, does that include installation fee also? How much is the installation fee? Though we are charging 45,000, did we not offer a trade discount of 500? That means the effective price beta is only 44,000. Now, because you clearly know how much is the amount beta that is going towards installation, when should you recognize installation fee? When should you recognize revenue towards the sale of product? Revenue beta will be on 27th March. When the ACs are delivered, you will assume risk and rewards are transferred on the same day. When will you record installation fees? 5th April 2024. Do you remember we did a similar question in class? So guys, how much should be the revenue recognized for the current year? The answer beta would be 43,500 into 5 ACs. How 43,500? 45 में से you will remove trade discount and you remove installation fees. How much is the revenue that you will recognize in the next year? 1000 into 5. यहाँ पे लिखना है तो वो लिख लेना installation fees. You will recognize a revenue of 5,000 rupees, guys, in the next year. You will recognize a revenue of 43,500 rupees per AC in the current year. Is that clear? What will be the accounting for trade discount? We all know, but it should be deducted in order to determine the net amount of revenue. Is the company required to do any accounting for 1 year warranty provided? We have all learned under AS 29, guys. Whenever there's a present obligation on account of a past event, which is expected to result in outflow of economic resources. The 3 conditions of provision. Present obligation, guys. Next, it is probable that there will be outflow of economic resources. Third one, a reliable estimate can be made. If these 3 conditions are satisfied, guys, provision has to be created. Are all the conditions met here? Yes, you will have to create a provision, guys, for the expected amount of warranty expenditure. All right, kids. On 1st April 2022, guys, your ex has approached a software company for implementation of SAP ERP at its organization. The cost of implementation, guys, is 25 lakhs and the time required is 15 months. तुम्हारे लिए ये intangible asset है. ERP system beta that you're getting installed as beta would be intangible asset. The company was also required to pay 1 lakh rupees annually after implementation for maintenance and normal updation. 1 lakh beta will be maintenance cost every year. That is only cost to maintain the efficiency. What will you do with that 1 lakh? Transfer to P&L account. Every year beta 1 lakh will be transferred. ERP was implemented, guys. Implementation work started in June 2022 and could not be finished in 15 months. ERP was finally implemented, guys, on May 2024. Due to delay in implementation, vendor refunded 2 lakhs. That means your effective cost is only now 20. Shakle Siddhi, guys. Even if your better halves are not here. The company has recognized intangible SAP ERP on September 2023. 15 months from June 2022. ये अपनी अलग दुनिया में चल रहा है. सामने वाला डिलीवर भी नहीं करा बेटा प्रोडक्ट, but we have already recognized intangible asset. Can you do that? When should you recognize intangible? Only when the product is installed. That is May 2024. After 2 years, company has got the SAP ERP more upgraded with latest version and additional features and functions, which also increased its speed and usage. Whenever you incur subsequent expenditure as such, guys, what is the recognition criteria? If it results in better efficiency than the originally assessed performance as such, guys, and the cost can be measured, it should be added to the cost of the intangible. Should you add the 7 lakhs to the cost of the intangible? Therefore, guys, first bit, when should the intangible be recognized? Already discussed. May 2000. Initially, when you give them an advance as such, guys, it will be shown as capital advances. It will not be shown as intangible asset. Next, at what amount SAP ERP should be recognized as an intangible asset? Why 23 lakhs? 2 lakhs discount. During the implementation period, how should the expenditure incurred be accounted for? Yes, if you are incurring any expenditure as such beta during implementation, that means it is still related to bringing the asset to its location and condition. That is why it will be added. So यहाँ पे it says beta it should be shown under intangibles under development. As and when the intangible is completed, it will be shifted to intangible. Beta they should have asked about the 7 lakhs. यहाँ पे लिख लेना बेटा. Even this will be capitalized बोल के. वो पूछा ही नहीं इसके बारे में, but लिख लो तुम वहाँ पे to be capitalized. To be capitalized. That's question 13, guys. Now question number 14, beta. Axis Limited is a manufacturing company. It purchased a machinery costing 10 lakhs in April 2023. It paid 4 lakh rupees upfront and paid remaining 6 lakhs as deferred payment by paying an installment of 1 lakh 5,000 for the next 6 months. Total cost of the machine is 10 lakhs. We are paying 4 lakhs upfront. We are paying 1 lakh 5,000 for 6 months. Mane 6 lakhs 30,000. Why are we paying more? Interest. What does accounting standard 10 says better? Deferred settlement agar hai, will that interest be also added to the cost of the asset or should it be recorded at cash price equivalent? Cash price equivalent. What will you do with that 5,000 rupees paid for 6 months? Transfer to P&L account as interest expenditure. याद है क्लास में किए थे राजू होंडा 10 लाख की गाड़ी बेटा 2 साल पहले खरीदे थे. Remember that? Raju ji Honda, sorry. Huh? Here guys, during the year the company sold a land which was classified as its property, plant and equipment for 25 lakhs and paid 1 lakh as income tax as long-term capital gain on such sale. Because the taxes are clearly identifiable beta and they're in relation to your fixed asset, will that taxes paid come under operating activities or will it come under finance investing activities? Did we do any other question like that? There was a question guys in which we had TDS on interest income received. That TDS on interest income received guys, did we show it as taxes under operating or under investing only? If taxes can be clearly identified, you will show it under the respective head. Otherwise taxes paid are shown under operating activities. Here isn't tax in relation to your investing activity beta. During the year the company also received income tax refund along with interest. First bit guys, as per the requirement of AS3, how should the amount for purchase of machinery be shown? 10 lakhs is towards purchase of asset, 30,000 is towards interest. वो 30,000 कहाँ से आया समझ में आया ना बेटा? 1 lakh 5,000 we paid for 6 months against 6 lakhs. That extra 30,000 beta is interest. Asset will be recorded only at cash price equivalent guys. That extra 30,000 as साथ beta should go as interest. Are we clear about this? Yes or no kids? Question पे ध्यान दो guys. At what amount machinery should be recognized in the financial statements? Done and dusted बेटा, we've already discussed that. माँ को लिखना है तो cash price equivalent बोल के लिख लेना brackets में. Cash price equivalent. Cash price equivalent. बाजू वाली लिख रही. How should the income tax paid on sale of land be disclosed? वो बेटा वो गलती से आया, should be disclosed रहता. This got printed by mistake. ठीक है, there's nothing. How should the amount be disclosed? Investing. How should interest on income tax refund? Please mark the bit as important. Guys, there's a lot of ambiguity on this guys. ये question में it is being disclosed as cash flow from investing activities if you understand it in relation to the previous bit. That the corresponding taxes paid as such guys was in relation to. But practically also guys, I'm not sure if I discussed this couple of days back जब आया था मैं तुम्हारे को बोल रहा था there's a lot of ambiguity बोल के. But अभी ये same MCQ has come in the examination guys. Most likely the answer is going to be cash flow from investing activities only and not from operating activities. जब एग्जाम भी हुआ था बेटा few students asked, I told them also that actual answer is operating, but then सदियों से वो हर जगह ambiguity में investing बोल के आते जा रहा है, इसीलिए they keeping it marked as investing. So you will remember that as what? Investing only. Just in case they change the answer, I will let you know guys. अगर वो लोग revise कर रहे तो. But if there's nothing that I inform you guys, that means the answer will continue to be cash flow from investing activities. So एग्जाम में जो MCQs है ना बेटा, ये MCQ से कुछ भी एक उठा के दे सकता है. जैसे आगे we will see this schedule 3 का question. He gave in a different question. That same question came in the examination in September 24. So they pick up MCQs as well बेटा from these and give it in the exam. Next guys, 15th one, AS19. याद है AS19? In the books of lessee guys, finance lease should be recorded at the lower of two things: present value of MLP and fair value, whichever is lower. Ketan Private Limited has entered into a finance lease agreement with Mehra Limited for acquiring machinery. Lease term is 4 years. Machinery's fair value at the inception of the lease is 20 lakh. Annual lease rent is 6 lakhs 25,000. Lease includes a guaranteed residual value of 1 lakh 25,000 and an expected residual value of 3 lakh 75. How much is UGRV? Total residual value is 3 lakh 75,000. Out of that, 1 lakh 25,000 is guaranteed. So UGRV is, what is the total amount of minimum lease payments? Point to be noted, they're not asking us present value. Next bit में present value पूछ रहा है. यहाँ पे सिर्फ minimum lease payments पूछ रहा है. Minimum lease payments में will you include UGRV? No. You do not include UGR. Gross investment in lease के लिए you include UGRV beta, not for minimum lease payments. So minimum lease payments, guys, exact same question with same numericals we did in class. Even the numbers are same. 6 lakhs 25,000 for 4 years plus GRV of 1 lakh 25,000. Your minimum lease payments beta will be 6 lakhs 25,000 for a period of 4 years plus a GRV of 1 lakh 25,000. Guru bhai, समझ में आया? You guys can keep checking those as such better. हाँ, अभी क्या है guys यहाँ पे? First, if you talk about minimum lease payments as such guys, you have lease rentals of how much better? 6 lakhs 25,000 for how many years? 4 years. Plus there is guaranteed residual value of how much better? 1 lakh 25,000. Second bit guys, present value of MLP पूछ रहा है. Are you supposed to discount at implicit rate of lease? What if implicit rate is not available? Incremental borrowing cost should be used. So यहाँ पे क्या लिखोगे बेटा? 6 lakhs 25,000 will be discounted at 15% for 4 years. Present value factors are already given in the question. 1 lakh 25,000 will be discounted guys only for the 4th year. Answer beta is equal to the answer given. 18 lakh 55,850. Iron answer. Answer to the first bit guys is 26 lakhs 25,000. Answer to the second bit is 18 lakhs 55,850. They've asked us to compute present value of MLP, which is 1855,850. Present value of MLP, minimum lease payments, is 18 lakhs 55,850 rupees. 18 lakhs 55,850 rupees. Clear guys? Next bit beta. At the inception guys, you will have to record it lower of the following. क्या है बेटा lower of the following? Present value of MLP. कितना है present value of MLP? 18 lakh 55,850. Or if not this, what is the other one? Fair value. How much is fair value? 20 lakhs. दोनों का lower बेटा. 1855,850. Lower of these two guys is 18 lakh 55,850 rupees. You will record both leased asset and leased liability guys at these values. Any doubt in this kids? Next bit beta. What is the present value of lease payment of the first year? Yeah. कुछ तो बिट पूछने के लिए बेटा, सिर्फ फर्स्ट ईयर का लीज पेमेंट डिस्काउंट करना है बेटा. सो दैट इज 6 lakhs 25,000 इनटू प्रेजेंट वैल्यू फैक्टर फॉर फर्स्ट ईयर. कितना है बेटा? वो करेक्ट है 543. चेक करें ना, 543,500. फिफ्थ बिट गाइस, व्हाट वुड बी द इम्पैक्ट ऑन पीएनएल? गलत आंसर है गाइस यहाँ पे, बट आई कांट हेल्प इट. Depreciation we cannot compute because we do not have details. All right guys, अगर depreciation compute भी करना था ना बेटा, assuming that the useful life of the asset is only 4 years as such guys, then it should have been, are we not recording the asset at 18 lakh 55,850 guys? And we know that the residual value is 1 lakh 25. Shouldn't you divide 18 lakh 55,850 by 4 years? माइनस 1 लाख 25 करके बेटा shouldn't you divide? वो लोग वो माइनस 1 लाख 25 नहीं करे बेटा, they've directly divided 18 lakh 55,850 by 4 years. All right. Interest expenditure correct है बेटा. How will you compute interest expenditure? Don't you think बेटा you're going to show lessor account? कितना है बेटा balance lessor में? 1855,850. Won't you book interest expenditure? at a rate of 15%. How much is 15% of 18,55,850? 2,78,000. 3. How did they get that depreciation expenditure? Cost of asset को वो लोग क्या करे बेटा? Divided by 4 years. Frankly speaking, it is incorrect. They should have deducted residual value and then arrived at the answer. वहाँ पे brackets में लिखना है तो लिखना बेटा logically incorrect as residual value should be considered. Logically incorrect as residual value should be considered. This is for which part? Depreciation. Logically incorrect as depreciation, sorry, as residual value should be considered. Any doubt in this, kids? Huh? Depreciation ఖచ్చితంగా వస్తుంది because it is finance lease. Asset will appear in your books. There are two things that will go to P&L account: depreciation as well as interest expenditure. Only interest, guys. Finance lease में बेटा, are you not recording asset in your books? Isn't it? The lessee himself as such beta will be computing depreciation also. So you cannot mark only interest. That cannot be the answer. तुम्हारे पास ऑप्शन भी नहीं है बेटा. अगर तुम्हारे को आंसर नहीं भी आता तो एक ही ऑप्शन अवेलेबल है. यू हैव टू डेबिट बोथ डेप्रिसिएशन एंड इंटरेस्ट एक्सपेंडिचर. नेक्स्ट गाइस, केस सिनेरियो 16. तुम्हारे लिए कर रहा हूं, याद रखना बेटा, मेरे लिए नहीं कर रहा हूं. जिसको भी इंटरेस्ट नहीं है बैग उठा के घर चले जाओ. Anshul manufacturers purchased 20,000 kgs of raw material at rupees 170 per kg. Direct transit cost incurred is 5 lakhs. What will you do with that 5 lakhs? Add. Normal transit loss is 3%. Anshul manufacturers actually received 19,000 kgs of raw material. During the year, it consumed 17,600 kgs. Purchase price includes 15 rupees per kg, which in respect of which full credit is available. What will you do better with that GST credit? It should. So guys, abhi kiye beta 5,000 metric tons wala question. Exactly same guys. So what is your purchases better? Purchases are 20,000 kgs into, can I directly write 155 rupees? Net of GST beta. Kitna hai beta ye? 31 lakhs. And other transit cost beta kitna hai? Transit cost beta is 5 lakhs. Total amount is 36 lakhs. What should have been the normal quantity received? Normal quantity received beta would have been 20,000 kgs minus 3%, 19,400. So what should be your cost per kg? 36 lakhs divided by 19,400, 185.56. 57. All right. अब ऑप्शंस के हिसाब से तो बेटा 185.5 है. देखो वो आगे का सब उड़ा दिया. ऑप्शन सी, सॉरी क्वेश्चन सी. तो कॉस्ट पर केजी दे डायरेक्टली मार्क्ड इट एज 185.5. ये लिखे बेटा सब लोग अपने पास. हाउ मेनी केजीज डू वी हैव? 19,400. इसमें से abnormal लॉस कितना है? 400. व्हाट विल बी द amount of abnormal loss? 400 into 185.57. 74,227. Where will you transfer this? P&L. बचा हुआ कितना बेटा? 19,000. इसमें से कंजम्पशन कितना हुआ है? कंजम्पशन is 17,600 into 185.57. बोले तो लिखता हूं 32. And then beta closing stock. If you have consumed 17,600, how much is on stock? 1,400 kgs into 185.57. 2,798,000. Are we clear about this, guys? అర్థమైందా? ఇప్పుడు రిక్వైర్మెంట్ స్టూడెంట్ గైస్ ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయని रिक्वायरमेंट्स स्टूडेंट ही मतलब रिक्वायरमेंट्स देखो क्या क्या है. गाइस आंसर्स याद आ रहे ना सब कुछ, मतलब ठीक है. इफ यू डू नॉट रिकलेक्ट एटलीस्ट वो जो बोलने के बाद में तो कुछ रिलेट कर सक रहे ना. सो फर्स्ट बिट गाइस सेज व्हाट इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ मटेरियल 36 lakhs. व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ क्लोजिंग स्टॉक 2,59,700. They are getting 700 guys because they have rounded off to only one decimal point. If you take 185.5 you'll get the same answer. Third bit already computed guys. How much will go to P&L account? 74,227. Are we clear guys? Are we all clear about this? Next MCQ guys. 17 case scenario. Doubt on the 15th solution రాయలేదా? స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి రాయలేదా? 15th वाला तुम लोग स्टार्टिंग से नहीं लिखे सब, తర్వాత రాసుకో, పిల్లలకి అడుగు ఇస్తారు, ఫోటో పెడతారు గ్రూప్లో. 17th question guys. Fly made a sale of INR 7 lakh to Wings in May 2023 guys, and recognized trade receivables which was initially recorded at the prevailing exchange rate on the date of sales. AS11, whenever you enter into any foreign currency transactions as such guys, it should be recorded at the exchange rate prevailing as on the date of transaction. On balance sheet date you will have to check if there are any monetary items. If there are any monetary items, they should be restated at exchange rate that is prevailing as on the balance sheet date. The difference will be transferred to P&L account. Exception to this is para 46A. In case you have long-term foreign currency monetary items and the exchange differences on them as such beta can either be added to the cost of the asset in case they are related to a depreciable asset, or they can be accumulated in FCMITDA, foreign currency monetary item translation difference account. That's the exception to that rule. Otherwise all the foreign exchange differences are transferred to P&L account. FCTR beta comes for non-integral foreign operations. We have divided our foreign operations into integral and non-integral foreign operations. Integral foreign operations are considered as an extension of head office. So there beta you convert all P&L items at average rate, opening stock at opening rate, closing stock at closing rate. Fixed assets guys or non-monetary assets will be converted at the rate that were prevailing on the date of acquisition. Depreciation will be converted guys for the same rate as fixed assets. Monetary items will be converted at closing rates. The difference beta is foreign exchange gain or loss that will be transferred to P&L account. Non-integral is exactly same as integral except all assets and liabilities will be converted at closing rate. That is why the difference is accumulated in FCTR, foreign currency translation reserve, and this FCTR will be shown under reserves and surplus till you dispose of that non-integral foreign operation. याद आया बच्चों कुछ? Now here it is not related to all of that. It's simple monetary item. Company also took a loan from US company for rupees 10 lakhs in December 2023, which was initially recorded at prevailing exchange rate on the date of transaction. Transaction recorded at $1 is equal to 81.1. On 31st March, exchange rate is so much. Useless question. Yes or no guys? Trade receivables beta. Indian currency में कितने? 7 lakh rupees. What was the exchange rate prevailing on the date of transaction? 79.4. मतलब इन डॉलर्स कितना है? इनटू मत करना, डिवाइड करना, मर्डर कर दूंगा. हाँ 8,081 point. Same thing beta on balance sheet date. What is the exchange rate? 83.3. थोड़ा जल्दी प्रोसेस करो ना बेटा इंफॉर्मेशन. In rupees, what will be that guys? $8,816 into 83.3 rupees. 7 lakhs 383 guys. Therefore what is the gain beta? You recorded 7 lakhs, it will now be restated at 7 lakh 34. Is it a receivable or a payable? Receivable. Receivable बढ़ रहा है. Will that be a gain or a loss? 34,383. हो गए first two bits. Same thing for loan. Guys, we did so many questions based on this beta in AS11. We have to restate the amount as such guys at closing rate. समझ में आ रहा है? There's no separate preparation required for MCQs guys. एक आधा थियोरी MCQ जो आता है उसके वजह से वो पूरे देखने पड़ते हैं जो इंक्लूडेड है. बाकी पूरा गाइस इज ओनली गोइंग टू बी प्रैक्टिकल कॉन्सेप्ट. एंड कितने भी कर लो बेटा कुछ ना कुछ नया ही पूछेगा. नया पूछेगा मतलब नंबर चेंज करके. ऐसा नहीं ना कि एज इट इज उठा के सेम का सेम दे देगा बोल के. कॉन्सेप्ट विल बी सेम. Are we all clear about this guys? नेक्स्ट बेटा लोन. लोन के लिए क्या लिखोगे? हंड्रेड एंड 1% बेटा मंडे को सब कुछ हो जाएगा. अर्लियर आई हैड अ डाउट कि होगा नहीं होगा बोल के. सो दैट मीन्स ट्यूसडे you'll have a class directly from 10 o'clock. All your syllabus will get over बेटा by Monday. Other than tax, बाकी सब हो जाएगा. Everything. We'll be done with accounts tomorrow. If I get time, I'll start off the remaining part of FEMA as well. जो भी है बेटा. I'll take one session on Saturday. I need about 6 hours as such guys to finish that. So जैसे मिल रहा है. Now loan के लिए भी करो बेटा. How much is the amount guys in rupees? 10 lakh rupees. What is the exchange rate guys? 81.1 rupees per dollar. In dollars, what will be the amount guys? 12,330.46 dollars. बैलेंस शीट डेट के दिन बेटा कितना रेट है? 83.3. हाउ मच विल यू रीस्टेट इट एट? 10 lakh 127. Is this a gain or a loss? 27,127. You will restate the amount at 10,27,127, resulting in a loss of 27,127. Next better 18th one. 18th one. Shall we start guys? Is everyone done beta? X has purchased 3,000 shares of Amazing Limited in December 2023 at rupees 100 each and paid brokerage at the rate of 1%. In May 2024, Amazing has issued bonus shares at the rate of 1 for every 3 shares held. X sold 1,000 shares in September 2024. By default beta, for equity shares, do we follow FIFO method or weighted average method? AS 13 permits only weighted average method. Investment accounts के लिए we have used FIFO method or weighted average depending on information given in the question, because we assume that shares are held as stock in trade. If they are held as stock in trade, AS 13 is not applicable. That is why we can either use FIFO method or weighted average method. But for equity shares, we always use weighted average method, because when bonus shares comes as such beta, on the entire cost change, इसीलिए बेटा we have to use weighted average. Tax में बेटा we cannot use weighted average method because your capital gains are taxed based on period of holding. That is why they go by FIFO method. वरना period of holding जा रहे मतलब date of purchase से लेना है ना. So that is why under tax कुछ भी कर लो guys, it will always be FIFO method. That is under income tax. But AS 13 weighted average method. So here, after the issue of bonus shares, the shares were quoted at 95 rupees. In December 2024, shares were quoted at 70 rupees. So here guys, if you look at the investment account के साथ बेटा ऐसे rough में बना रहा हूँ guys. How many shares did we purchase? 3,000. At what price did we purchase beta? 100. 100 plus 1%. So 3,000 into 101. 3 lakh 3,000. Bonus कितना आया बेटा अपन को? 1,000 shares. Will you pay anything for bonus? No. Then beta, how many shares did we sell? By bank beta, we sold 1,000 shares. At what price guys? At 110. So that will become 1,10,000. What do you think will be cost of 1,000 shares sold? Cost of shares sold guys, 3,03,000 will now become the cost of how many shares? 4,000 shares. We sold only 1,000 shares. 75,750. What is the profit on sale, guys? 1,10,000 minus 75,750 beta 34,250. What is your profit to be transferred beta? 34,250. By balance carried down, guys. कितने shares बच गए अपने पास? 3,000 shares. What is the carrying amount, guys? 2 lakh 250. On balance sheet date, guys, cost is 2,27,250. What is the fair value, guys? Fair value beta is 3,000 multiplied by 70. 2,10,000. We will value the shares at whichever is lower. Which is lower? 2,10,000. This will answer all the bits. If you want, you can copy like that. The value of the shares beta as on balance sheet date will become 2,10,000 rupees. समझ में आ गया बच्चों? Guys, finish copying this, mark the MCQs, and then read the 19th one, guys. I'll be back in a minute. Online students, start the 19th one. Guys, are we all done with this? Two minutes? 2 minutes break. सांस लेने दो. तब से नहीं ले रहे सांस? हाँ? Online students, 2 minutes break, beta. The stream continues. Alright, guys, let's continue. So, I asked you to solve 19, 20, 21 before the break, but are we all done with it? No. Question number 19, guys. Sun has acquired 40% in Moon for rupees 5 lakhs on 1st of July 2023. Moon is holding 40% in Star. ये अपना अपना खेल रही, तुम्हारा क्या प्रॉब्लम है बे? हाँ गाइस, देखो फालतू एग्जांपल दे रहा है. देखो सर, मोहित को वो पसंद है, उसको कोई और पसंद है. सर Now Sun can exercise significant influence on Moon Limited. Moon Limited declared a dividend of 80,000 for the financial year 2022-23 on 15th of September 2023. For the year 2023-24, Moon earned a profit of 4 lakhs. Star को बेटा पूरा irrelevant कर दिए. Star was relevant only for that first sentence. उसके बाद में कहीं पे भी star नहीं आ रहा है. The entire question is only between Sun and Moon. Moon Limited earned a profit of 4 lakhs and declared a dividend of 90,000 on which date? 15th of September 2024. With respect to the relation between companies, it can be said that, so there is Sun, which has how much investment beta in Moon? 40% in Moon. Moon has 40% investment in associate का associate तुम्हारा associate नहीं है, subsidiary का associate तुम्हारा associate है. As long as the relation guys is on account of control, you will be able to exercise significant influence over them. But if you do not have control over the entity guys, you will not be able to exercise significant influence on that entity. Yes or no guys? The chain stops at Moon only. You will not have to consider the other entity. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है guys? So Star Limited is an associate of Sun Limited. Is that correct? No. Moon and Star both are associates of Sun. No. Moon is an associate of Sun. Sun Limited is parent. Parent Limited beta can be used only when the relationship is holding subsidiary. यहाँ पे you cannot use that. Are we clear? वो बस ऐसा लिख लेना बेटा 40% 40%. Associate of an associate cannot be termed as an associate. अगर बेटा ये 60% होता मून में तब Star is an associate of Sun Limited. Had it been 60% guys. So the only answer beta here is that Moon Limited is an associate of Sun Limited. Now the entire question guys is only between Sun and Moon Limited. When did we purchase stake guys? 1st of July 2023. Dividend is being declared guys on which date? 15 September. That is after you have acquired. For which financial year? Previous financial year. Whenever dividend is declared for previous financial year as such guys, what is the treatment for that pre-acquisition period अगर है तो? Reduce it guys from the cost of investment. 19th one guys. Our cost of investment is how much beta? 5 lakh rupees. कब खरीदे बेटा? 1st July 2023. Dividend for financial year 22-23 is declared on which date? 15th September 23. This is pre-acquisition. How much is your dividend receipt beta? Total dividend कितना declare करे वो लोग? Dividend receipt will become 80,000 का 40%, 32,000. Reduce from cost of investment. Reduce from cost of investment. Up, look at the second bit. It says what will be the carrying amount in standalone separate financial statements. मतलब standalone financial statements guys as on 31st March. Standalone में बेटा as on 31st March 2024 cost of investment कितना हो जाएगा? 5 lakhs minus pre-acquisition dividend 4 lakhs 68,000. Shouldn't you reduce pre-acquisition dividend? Guys, it has nothing to do with AS 23 guys. ये कौन cover करता है सब point? All of these points that are covered under AS 13. We reduce pre-acquisition dividend received as such beta from the cost of investment. Doubt है कुछ? लक्षणा ओवर बेटा डांस करना. Third bit guys, carrying amount for consolidated financial statements. For consolidated financial statements guys, how do you show investment in associate? Share of net assets plus goodwill. Won't that become cost of investment? We do not know how much is share of net assets. We do not know how much is goodwill. We know that cost of investment is 4,68,000 plus add share in post acquisition profits. Add share in post acquisition profits. This is as on what date beta? 31st March 2024. Sir, how much will be post acquisition profits? पूरे साल का profit कितना कमाए वो? Take only for 9 months. Why only for 9 months? We acquired shares on 1st of July. Let's not forget that. इसका भी 40%. 1 lakh? Exact 1 lakh 20. 1 lakh 20,000. So what will be the carrying amount? 5 lakh 88. Dividend कब declare करें next वाला? 15 September 2024. Not relevant for computing carrying amount as on 31st March. You understood why did I write into 9 by 12? We only add our share in post acquisition profits. 4 lakh is the profit for the entire year. You will have to take proportionately for 9 months. उसका भी only 40% share. ये तो परसों ही गया ना guys. वो नीचे लिखना बेटा dividend declared on 15 September 2024. Not relevant beta. To compute carrying amount as on. To compute carrying amount as on what beta? 31st March. Dividend declared on 15th of September 2024 will not be relevant to compute carrying amount as on 31st of March. Any doubt in this kids? Sure beta? ठीक है. Next guys, last bit. ट्रम्प साहब कॉल कर रहे हैं. शाबाश. हाँ नहीं फ्लाइट बेस तो बोल रहे हैं. पायलट है क्या पूछ रहे? यस गाइस. लास्ट बिट हो गया ना सबका वो? इज एवरीवन डन कॉपिंग दिस? लास्ट बिट गाइस. As per AS23, the existence of ये important mark कर लो बेटा. हाँ. Existence of significant influence, guys, by an investor is usually evidenced in one or more of the following ways: participation in policy making process, interchange of managerial personnel, provision of essential technical information. ये तीनों correct है. Right to receive dividend, guys, is any ordinary equity shareholder. For that, you do not need to have significant influence. If you own one share also of Reliance Industries, won't you have the right to receive dividend if they're declaring dividend, guys? So for that, you do not need significant influence. बाकी तीनों points के साथ बेटा will come only when there is significant influence. Are you clear about this? Page number 17 तक बड़े वाले MCQs है बेटा. उसके बाद में individual MCQs are starting. ऐसे किसी को लग रहा क्या कि मैं जबरदस्ती पढ़ा रहा हूँ बोल के? तुम लोग ऐसे फीलिंग में तो नहीं हो ना कि मेरे लिए पढ़ रहे बोल के, मेरे पे एहसान कर रहे पढ़ के बोल के? हाँ, वो फीलिंग में तो बोलो बेटा. जिस दिन सीए बनते ना डिग्री फाड़ के फेंकता हूँ, मेरे लिए कर लेना वैसे भी बोल के. Excellence Limited is a real estate company which constructs residential and commercial projects for selling. The company has commenced a new project and the expenses incurred are as follows. We are a real estate company. We have started a project. Will that be an item of property, plant and equipment? Will that be an investment property or will that be an item of inventory? See guys, if you're constructing a building for the purpose of your operations, it is property, plant and equipment. If you're constructing a building guys to earn and rental income guys, it is investment property as per AS13. If you are dealing in that beta, it is inventory. So यहाँ पे what are we guys? Real estate company. If you are commencing a new project guys, will you classify that as property, plant and equipment or will you classify that as inventory? My home group के लिए बेटा, if they are constructing a new project, won't that all of that be inventory guys? Cost of land acquired for the project is 10 crores. Cost of construction is 25 crores. Company also incurred cost of 10 lakhs for various administrative meetings in relation to planning of the building. Not to be included. Word administrative आ गया तो बेटा by default not to be included. लिख लेना बेटा वहाँ पे. Not to be included. The construction of building completed and at the end of year 1, NRV of the building was 40 crores. What is the cost incurred guys? Cost incurred 35 crores. NRV of the building 40 crores. At the beginning of next year, company decided to use the building as its corporate office. First year के लिए था inventory, second year के लिए बन गया property, plant and equipment. Yes or no? There wish guys. Even under AS10, we have a provision, guys, that an item of inventory can be reclassified as an item of inventory. Even under taxes, we have those provisions, guys, that a capital asset can be reclassified as an item of inventory. There, wish, guys. Are we clear? So for the first year, it is an item of inventory, but for the second year, it will become an item of property, plant and equipment. The company further incurred 50 lakh rupees for making necessary changes in the structure for using it as a corporate office in accordance with government norms. Isn't this an expenditure attributable to bringing the asset to its present location and condition? What should you do better? Add it to the cost. Ignore the effect of depreciation. At the end of year 1, how will you classify that? Inventory, guys. At the end, inventory better. At the end of year 1, project should be valued at cost 35, NRV 40, whichever is lower. Kitna beta? 35 crores. Cost is 35 crores, NRV is 40 crores. Whichever is lower. WE is lower, whichever is lower. Look, V is lower बोल के लिख रहे थे. It is W dot space. हाँ. At the end of year 2, guys, when the intention is to use building as corporate office, it should be classified as PPE. What will be the cost of the project, guys? 35 plus additional 0.5. That 50 lakh rupees that we are incurring should be added to the cost of the asset. Question bola, ignore depreciation, we are ignoring it. Otherwise, it would have been subject to depreciation. Next, beta. Super cool. Shabas, bol ke likh lo beta tum log. Is a manufacturing company engaged in manufacturing eco-friendly equipment. Nahi, Shabas nahi hai. On 1st April 2023, the company received a grant of 20 crore rupees, which is 25% of the 25% of the total capital of the company, guys. Whenever you're receiving, guys, grant which is as a percentage of capital, it means it is towards the entire project and it will be transferred to capital reserve. इसका लिए wording क्या है? In the nature of promoters contribution. Very good, better. It is considered as in the nature of promoter's contribution. That is why it is transferred to capital reserve. The company also borrowed 10 crores from financial institution and the interest paid on the same during the year is 1 lakh. Am I reading it right? 10 crore ka loan, 1 lakh interest. Let's ignore, guys. We'll see. Kya hai bol ke? Company acquired plant and machinery, guys, from the funds for rupees 10 crores and 1 crore was spent on its installation and assembly. That 1 crore rupees that you're spending on installation, is that an expenditure directly attributable? 10 lakhs were spent on professional fees necessary for installation and operating of the machine. Added, guys. Company also spent 50 lakhs on revenue expenditure. P&L account. Now, the plant and machinery was ready for its intended use on September 30th. Depreciation on plant and machinery is to be charged at 10%. The grant of 20 crore rupees should be presented as capital reserve. Already discussed. At what value should plant and machinery be recognized? So, beta, plant and machinery ka cost kitna hua, guys? 10 crores plus 1 crore plus 10 lakhs, 11.1 crore. We are not adding interest, beta. It's only for 6 months and we do not even know whether it's a matlab hai 6 mahine ke liye. It is not a qualifying asset. All right. Depreciation, beta, 11 point. When was the asset ready for use? 30th September. That means you should charge depreciation for 6 months into 10% into 6 by 12. 11.1 crores into 10% into 6 by 12. 5%. 555 crores. So what will be the written down value, beta? 11.1 minus 0.555. 10.545 crores. The total cost is 11.1 crore. Depreciation is 0.555 crores. Written down value will be 10.545 crores. Is this clear, kids? Backbenchers Association. Is this clear? What will you do with that revenue expenditure, guys? Transfer to P&L account. Next, beta. Which of the following statements is true? Plant and machinery was acquired out of government grant, so the same should be disclosed at nil value. Was a government grant in respect of a specific asset? Are we not transferring government grant to capital reserve? There is no way that you adjust that grant beta against the cost of the asset, with or without yawning. Plant and machinery belongs to financial institution. If you take a loan and buy an asset out of that loan, वो loan वाले का रहता है asset? नहीं. Plant and machinery belongs to the company and should be recognized. Yes, highlighted है ना? Next beta. Mr. Vikram took a loan of rupees 6 lakhs carrying interest at the rate of 10% per annum on 1st August 2023 to purchase raw material. He purchased 4,000 units of raw material at 125. Loan was taken to buy raw material. The entire amount of loan is such beta, not entire amount. How many units did we buy? 4,000 into 125. That means 5 lakhs. We used 5 lakh rupees out of it as such beta to buy raw material. Replacement cost of raw material as on 31st of March 2024 is 100 rupees per unit. What did we learn about the valuation of raw material on balance sheet date? Huh? If the finished goods is expected to be sold at a loss, only then raw material should be valued at replacement cost, provided replacement cost is lower than the cost. If finished goods is expected to be sold at cost or above cost as such, guys, then continue to value raw material at cost. Finished goods will be directly valued at cost or NRV, whichever is. Labor charges, guys, and variable overheads incurred are 1 lakh rupees to produce 1,000 units of finished goods. 1,000 units of finished goods are produced with raw material. For every unit of finished good produced, 2 units of raw materials are required. NRV of finished good is 300 rupees per unit. All the finished goods produced are lying in stock. यहाँ तक बेटा you have sufficient information to compute what is the cost of finished goods, what is the NRV of finished goods, what is the replacement cost of raw material and everything. हाँ या ना guys? आगे देखो बेटा. Mr. Vikram also used 1500 units of raw material to construct an asset. Qualifying asset है वो. Labor and other overhead charges incurred are 90,000. Mr. Vikram also paid 15,000 to install the asset at factory premises. Mr. Vikram used balance of loan proceeds, guys, of rupees 1 lakh to invest in equity shares. He, तब से क्या हुआ? He word use करने में अभी आया लोग को. He, guys, फर्स्ट क्लास में पढ़ाते ना ये. एक बार नाउन यूज कर लिया, उसके बाद में यू कैन यूज प्रोनाउन बोल के. He purchased 9,000 equity shares, face value 10 rupees for rupees 1 lakh on 25th March. Then the company in which you have invested declared and paid dividend at the rate of 20% on 30th March for the year 2023-24. Normal, guys. Abhi dhyan dena, guys. So how many units of raw material did we buy? 4,000 units of raw material. इसमें से बेटा finished goods manufacture करने के लिए 2,000 units of raw material were used. हाँ या ना, guys? At 125 rupees cost. How much will that be, guys? सुन लो एक बार. एग्जाम क्वेश्चन है, बाद में कॉपी करना. 2,000 and 125 बेटा 2 lakh. देख के बोलो, what are the other charges? Finished goods, labor and overheads. Are they in the 1 lakh? Total cost 3 lakh 50,000. हाँ या ना, guys? What is the NRV beta of those 1,000 units produced? At 300 rupees, 3 lakhs. Finished goods will be valued at? Are finished goods sold at loss? Because finished goods are expected to be sold at a loss, बेटा. पहले guys qualifying asset पे चले जाते हैं. ठीक है? Qualifying asset के लिए बेटा how many units of raw material did we use? 1,500 units into 125. 1,87,000. Can you tell me what are the other expenses on this? Labor beta 90,000. Installation 15,000. Jara, एक second. 2,92,000. Very good. Did they use the word qualifying asset? Borrowing cost on raw material cost. Sir, why only on raw material cost? Loan was taken only to buy. Loan was taken only to buy raw में. Are you getting the point, guys? सबसे important point ये है बेटा. और एग्जाम में क्या होता है बेटा? If you add all of them, no, वो आंसर मैच होता है एक ऑप्शन. कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल्फ कंस्ट्रक्टेड अपन जोश में मार्क करके आते हैं, अरे क्या आंसर है बल्कि क्रेजी. 187,500 into loan rate 10%. How much will this be, guys? When was the asset completed? कुछ डेट दिया हुआ है क्या, guys? Nothing, no? एक बार वो देख लो वरना पूरा आंसर उड़ जाएगा, guys. We paid 15,000 rupees a साथ बेटा to install the asset and then डेट नहीं है ना कहीं पे भी. लोन 1 अगस्त को लिए तो how much will this be, guys? 8 months. तो how much will this become? 12,000. अब टोटल 3 लाख. कितना है बेटा क्लोजिंग स्टॉक ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल? हाँ, 500 units. Finished goods sold at loss. So will you value them at replacement cost, guys, or at cost? Value at replacement cost. First sentence में देखो बेटा replacement cost कितना है? Value at replacement cost, that is 100. So 500 units beta into 100 rupees, 50,000. Abhi look at the first bit, guys. Answer: closing stock of raw material will be valued at 50,000. Finished goods at 3 lakhs. Second bit, cost of self-constructed asset 3 lakh 5,000. Third bit, 12,500 interest to be capitalized. वो अभी अपन करें 12,500 only, no? बाकी पूरा interest बेटा will go to P&L account. Total loan कितना लिए थे? 6 lakhs. Third bit के लिए बेटा total interest is 6 lakhs into 10% into 8 months by 12 months. 40,000. How much did we capitalize? बाकी का how much will go to P&L account? 27,500. Next, beta. What will be the carrying amount of investment? What is the cost of investment, guys? Last paragraph of the question. We purchased shares beta at 1 lakh rupees. But did we receive pre-acquisition dividend? कितना dividend declared करे? 20%. We bought 9,000 shares. Face value 10 rupees. 20%. 18,000. What will be your net cost of investment? 82,000. That's the answer. समझ में आ गया guys? Copy बेटा. Make a note, guys. क्या बेटा बोल? Value at replacement cost. Finished goods sold at loss. As finished goods are sold at loss, beta, you will value raw material at replacement cost. Are we all done, guys? नहीं हुआ ऊपर का अभी तक? क्या चिल्ला रहे बे? टाइम इसके लिए कॉपी करने के लिए टाइम दिया? मार खाएगा गुरु. गाइस जल्दी करो बेटा. Next, guys. If you're done smiling, guys, please look at question number 23. क्या गुरु? हाँ, जोर से बोल बेटा. Question number 23, guys. K Limited sold goods of 22 lakhs to Mr. Ravi Kumar on 1st Feb 2024, but at the request of the buyer, these goods were delivered on 10th of April. At the request of the buyer, beta, if delivery is delayed, will you delay revenue recognition or can you recognize revenue immediately? K also sold guides 2 lakhs worth of goods on approval basis on 1st Jan 2024 to Sheetal Enterprises. The period of approval is 3 months, after which they were considered sold. Buyer sent disapproval for 25% of the goods and approval for 50% of the goods. Recognize 75%. 25% जो disapproval है, you cannot do it. 50% approval आ चुका है. बाकी 25% reasonable time period has lapsed. So you will recognize 75%. यहाँ पे बेटा 2 lakhs into 75%, 1,50,000. In here goes entire 22 lakhs. Next. Mr. Ravi Kumar has commenced legal action against K Limited. We are K Limited, guys, the company. Someone else has filed a case against us for supply of faulty goods to claim damages. The lawyers of K Limited have advised that it is not remote yet. Not remote yet. That means, beta, you might have to disclose that as a contingent liability. If it is remote, you do not even have to report it as a contingent liability. Wording pe diya jao beta. It says not remote yet. Is that clear? To settle the claim. Legal cost to be incurred irrespective of the outcome of the cases. Even if, guys, there is no provision required for the case amount, should we make a provision for legal cost? Settlement amount of the claim is required to be paid will be 5 lakhs. Contingent liability. Sheet, अगर वो बोलता बेटा it is remote, फिर no need to disclose contingent liability also. Sheetal Enterprises, a trade receivable of K Limited, suffered heavy loss due to an earthquake that occurred on 30th March. Loss occurred beta on which date? 30th March. ठीक है. The loss was not covered by any insurance policy. In April 2024, Sheetal Enterprises became bankrupt. The amount due beta was 75,000. Because the event beta, sorry, before the condition existed as on the balance sheet date as such, guys, what will you do beta here? It will be considered as adjusting event. What if that earthquake occurred on 2nd April? Non-adjusting event. The condition of bankruptcy did not exist as on the balance sheet date. What if they did not specify anything as such, guys, regarding earthquake, and they simply say that the debtor became bankrupt in the month of April? Still adjusting, because normally we assume better that bankruptcy does not arise overnight. It is on account of a series of events. So the condition is deemed to exist as on the balance sheet date. First bit, guys, what is the amount to be recognized as revenue? 22 lakhs plus 1,50,000. What will be the treatment of legal cost and claim? Contingent liability 5 lakhs, provision 45,000. Treatment of insolvency, adjusting event. Yes or no, kids? Next, beta. 24th one. We just have 2 full case scenarios, guys. उसके बाद में individual MCQs. मंजिल दूर नहीं है. J Limited submits the following data extracted from the final accounts as on 31st March 2023. Equity share capital, equity shares of 10 each, 50,000. अब बेटा एग्जाम में they did not give number of shares in bracket. वो पूरा क्वेश्चन हिल जाता बेटा. But solution के हिसाब से they assume that the share capital is 5 lakh rupees. समझ में आ रहा है क्या बोल रहा हूँ guys? If they simply mention equity share capital and they say equity shares of 10 each, guys, I would have assumed that 50,000 is entire equity share capital rupee. It is not equity, but guys, वो तुम जब solve करोगे, you will realize that none of the answers will match if you take it as 50,000 rupees. जैसे यहाँ पे बोलता है बेटा वो एक bit में ऐसे equity shareholders will give up 40% of their capital for debentures of 1 lakh rupees. Reconstruction में 20,000 के shares के लिए 1 लाख रुपए के debentures देते हैं अपन. But what if it is 5 lakh rupees? Then it makes sense. 2 lakh rupees but is getting converted into 1 lakh rupees. समझ में आ रहा है? While solving, you will realize that it cannot be 50,000. But गलती है. They shouldn't have given it as 50,000. They should have specified. I have added this word beta, number of shares. Confusion नहीं रहना बोल के. Original question में number of shares was missing. Are we clear? Now guys. P&L debit balance, 9% debentures, loan from bank, advance given to suppliers, provision for tax, plant and machinery, furniture and fixtures, investment in Star, sundry debtors, cash in bank. On 31st of March 2023, J decided to reconstruct the company, for which necessary resolution was passed. Accordingly, it was decided that 9% debentures to be settled in full by issuing them 15,000 shares of 10 each. Upper 9% debentures are appearing at an amount of 2 lakhs. That 2 lakh rupees is now getting converted into equity share capital of 1,50,000. 50,000 reconstruction. नहीं पूछता वो reconstruction का balance. But बोल रहा हूँ. ठीक है. Guys, one question for sure will come out of company accounts के मतलब normally this is how they are following the pattern as such. This should be giving it from company accounts, which is all of these topics combined only. Next, guys. Equity shareholders will give up 40% of their capital in exchange for debentures. एक तो reconstruction में बेटा you're converting share capital into debentures. It's usually the other way around. We convert balance of P&L to be written off. Equity shares issued for rupees 1 lakh. Cash consideration के लिए बेटा. In addition to the above, the following information is also presented by J. Interest is received on advance given to suppliers of goods. Now guys, the question is primarily from the viewpoint of cash flow statement, not from the viewpoint of reconstruction. Very simple question, guys. Pay attention. I'm writing here as operating, investing, financing. All right. First point. Interest is received on advances given to suppliers. Normally, interest received is investing activities. However, if advances are given to employees or suppliers, it is considered as. Should I write that under operating activities? Taxation liability settled at 14,000. Operating activities. भाड़ में गया format. Next beta. Debtor of 40,000 is insolvent. Only 40% of his dues are recovered. I am not doing it under indirect method. I am doing it under, instead of adjusting backdate and all of that as such beta, you directly record 16,000 received. Are you getting the point, guys? 40,000 ka 40% beta, 16,000 has been received. Dividend is received, guys, in investment. Dividend received on shares beta. Investing activities. How many shares do you own? 10,000 equity shares. We are receiving dividend of 1 rupee per share. 10,000. Part of plant and machinery is sold at a loss of 3,000. Book value 15,000. That means he sold it for. लिखना मत बेटा under operating activities add back loss बोल के. We are not doing it under indirect. We are doing it under direct method. Please understand that. These are not transactions for a period. These are all transactions as on one day. Are you getting the point, guys? Do not add back loss. Why? Confusion होगा तो लिख लेना वो कहीं. Do not add back loss as it is direct method. Now, guys, ऊपर के transactions भी देख लो. 9% debentures settled in full by issuing equity shares. Cash transaction or non-cash transaction? Non-cash. Financing का दो. Equity shareholders will give up 40% of their claim. Cash or non-cash? Balance of P&L to be written off. Cash or non-cash? Equity shares issued for 1 lakh. Cash. Now what is the total, guys, under operating activities? 5,000. That's the answer to the first bit. What's the answer under investing? 22,000. What is the answer, guys, under financing? 1 lakh. ये क्या है last third bit? अच्छा, cash and cash equivalents. तीनों का total कितना है बेटा? 1 lakh 27. What are your opening cash and cash equivalents? 65,000. What will be your closing cash and cash equivalents? 1,92,000. That's the answer. Operating, investing, financing, and closing cash and cash equivalents. समझ में आ गया? तो नहीं लिख रहा ना? Operating, investing, financing. OIF. तब से एक ही बंदा कंटिन्यूस घूर रहा मेरे को. कौन बोलो? वो शक्ल बना के प्लीज छोड़ना बोल के. लिख लिया तू ये ऑलरेडी? वो लास्ट बिट भी आंसर कर लेना. 14 बिट आ गया. 5,50,000. तो ट्राई करना बेटा. Did you all write this, guys? वो ऊपर वाले transactions non cash थे, याद रखना guys. Now equity share capital बेटा. Do we have a balance of 5 lakhs? Debenture holders को कितना दिया बेटा? 1 lakh. This is debenture holders को दिए. Yes or no, guys? Minus 2 lakhs converted into debentures. और क्या था बेटा? Plus 1 lakh issue of shares. That's it, no? Plus 1,50,000 beta is what you have issued to debenture holders. Minus 2 lakhs is what you converted into debentures. Plus 1 lakh is what you have issued for cash consideration. So that will give us a closing balance of 5,50,000. One more case scenario, guys. इतना ही है केस सिनेरियो, तो छोटा है. बाकी के भी करने वाला हो, टेंशन मत ले. वो गुरु देख नहीं, मैं तो नहीं बैठूंगा थे. वो बाकी के MCQs will not take time, guys. वो मैं पूरे ऐसे वर्ड टू वर्ड नहीं करता. वो we know. Whatever I think we should discuss, we'll do them. Otherwise, you can just refer them. Straightforward answers है बेटा. वो क्या discuss करना? Under purchase method, excess consideration paid is goodwill or capital reserve. Yes बेटा. Question number 25, guys. वो लिख लिए ना सब लोग? So there are two assets, guys. FA1, FA2. FA1 is carried at 600 lakhs, FA2 at 300 lakhs. As on 31st March 2024, the value in use of FA1 is 500 lakhs, net selling price is 550 lakhs. The company did upward revaluation of FA1 last year for 20 lakhs. FA2 value in use is 350, net selling price is 320. So guys, this is in relation to impairment, guys. FA1, FA2. First, beta, what is the value in use, guys, of FA1? 500. FA2? ये बेटा नेट सेलिंग प्राइस है. नेट सेलिंग प्राइस इज 550. इसका बेटा वैल्यू इन यूज 350. और ये higher of these two beta will be your recoverable amount. How much is your recoverable amount? 550. Here 350. What is the carrying amount of FA1? 600. FA2 300. Impairment loss beta of the first one. Impairment loss beta will be 50. Here 0. What will be the carrying amount after impairment loss? तो यहाँ पे बेटा it will be 600 में से 50 we have reduced, so 550. Here 300 only because there's no impairment loss. हो गया. एक बार देखो questions क्या क्या पूछा वो. That is for treatment of revaluation loss, no? How much loss will you debit to P&L account beta? Second bit, only 30 lakhs. Why? Whenever there is revaluation reserve in relation to an asset that was revalued, you first adjust impairment loss against revaluation reserve. The balance loss will be transferred to P&L account. इसमें से बेटा revaluation reserve के against कितना adjust करोगे? 20. How much will you transfer to P&L? 30. Correct. Revaluation reserve के against 20, P&L 30. 3 घंटे भी नहीं पड़े अपन. हाँ, बीच में मोहित कहाँ से आया बे? बेशरम. हाँ, एब्सेंट है. सांचल हो गया बेटा ये. Guys, shall we start the other MCQs? हाँ बेटा, थोड़े कर लेंगे जैसा मैं बोलूँ. Of course बेटा. पूरा कंप्लीट कर दो आज ही. Yes, guys. So these were all the answers, guys, of case scenarios के साथ बेटा. ये जो bits है guys, majority of the bits are ऐसे study material questions plus individual MCQs asked here and there के साथ बेटा. So एक काम करो, पूरे के पूरे homework बेटा करके आओ. नहीं ठीक है, we'll discuss them बेटा tomorrow, don't worry. Whatever is relevant as such, guys, I'll be discussing them tomorrow and then we'll finish off, guys. September 24 के सिर्फ 2 ही क्वेश्चन बाकी, पूरे क्वेश्चन सेम है गाइस, 1-2 क्वेश्चन करवाना है बस. We'll finish that. We'll be winding up accounts as such, guys, tomorrow all together. खत्म हो जाएगा. Plus if there's anything time left as such बेटा, I'll be starting off from as well. चलो, that's it guys. Online students ending the session now guys. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Have fun.